Season's greetings, friends, and welcome to yet another festive fake nerd podcast holiday annual, where we are once again in the same location. Finally, to record this festive moment. We are here for our holiday annual of 2022. I am, of course, Sparks Whitty, taking us on this holiday venture with Brandon T. McClure.
Hello, I'm here as well.
And our wonderful friend Ryan Eliopoulos.
Ho, 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 indeed.
And of course, Ben Magnet. It wouldn't be the holidays without him.
This place looks different. Why is it different?
We
who are you?
Our
Minecraft
house got upgraded.
we are in Sparks's new home,
Yes,
future recording place of many a fake nerd podcast.
but a very, very temporary location at
Yes.
this current
Yeah.
juncture within the house.
It's like in the house. Yes, the area in the house, not so much.
We are still prepping and
Yes.
unpacking, and all kinds of things are happening.
I am really happy to be doing this in person because we did the Christmas annual, the holiday annual, once virtually, I believe,
Yeah,
Just one time.
just one time.
and that was hell. And
Oh, we weren't together enough yet.
so we always try to get the chance to do it.
You guys had me go on a scavenger hunt throughout my house to find.
We
That's
did.
so good.
That was pretty good. Yeah, we're back. This is the not the first time that they've seen us since our last episode at this point, but at this point I'm on a vacation.
Yes.
So I'm coming at you guys from
This
this
is recorded in advance for release on the holiday.
Spoilers.
Yep.
because I'm in Australia at this point.
Yeah.
You're in the land down under.
Hopefully having a good time.
Hopefully-
very jealous. I love
Hopefully, like
Australia.
8 other things have come out since our last regular episode in this, but who knows?
Who even knows at this point? We should probably address the elephant in the room before I get into some things that I
Elephants
want-
are
okay.
nice. They weren't involved.
It's
in
so
this.
funny you said that because I have a different elephant in this room I'm going to address after you.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Okay,
Go ahead.
Well, let's do this first, because to celebrate our first time recording in person in many a time, I thought it'd be really fun to try a new Christmas sensation. You guys.
Sensation. That's the
Sensation.
word we're using today.
So for those of you who don't know, Coca-Cola has had let's call it a monopoly on the Christmas drink for
Mm.
many decades.
Yeah.
They wheel out Santa Claus, that polar bear with the
Mm.
Coca-Cola.
He's great. I
they
love
wheel,
him.
well, I love him too.
Yeah.
There's this pop figure of that damn bear.
Which I have.
You do.
So what you do? So if you think about the holidays, they want you to think about Coca-Cola. Well, Pepsi. Someone at Pepsi has decided not anymore.
Well, Pilk is not new, but they have decided that they're going to make it a Christmas thing.
Not anymore, sir. So Lindsay Lohan does a commercial that introduces Pilk as the new holiday drink. Basically, for those of you who have not seen the commercial, Santa Claus comes down the chimney, is upset that there is only half a glass of milk left, decides to pour the Pepsi in the half a glass of milk, and then leaves after having done that.
It's a dirty soda.
And Lindsay Lohan comes down. Lindsay Lohan herself comes down and says, "That's a dirty drink, Santa."
Oh, Lindsay, why
I have to try it. Well, some people have tried it and said it's pretty good. And I wanted to do that with everyone. So why don't we we have pre-made Pilk.
We have Pilk. Here it is.
And yes, it is
In
Pepsi and
no
milk.
consistent or finite measure.
No.
No.
We have pre-made Pilk. You have to take our word for this. This is Pepsi and milk together.
God,
We're
help
going
us.
to try it.
I can vouch for. I saw Sparks
Together.
make these.
I gotta get a whiff. Hold on.
Let's take a sniff. Let's take a sniff.
Oh my God,
Oh.
What the hell?
that's so weird.
Oh, doesn't it?
All right.
Well, Merry
do we
Christmas,
try
Happy
to-
Holidays.
Merry Christmas.
holidays,
Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas. Happy
Cheers
Hanukkah,
to
which
you
is
all.
happening now.
Happy Festivus.
Here we go.
Well,
Actually,
I mean, it's not bad.
Uh.
It's
this is pretty good.
I wouldn't call it good.
No,
I don't hate it.
It's like a flat
Oh.
Pepsi float.
No, the second was worse. It's like a bad root beer float. Yeah, it's just like a bad root beer float.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Yeah. I was expecting worse, but I'm not a fan.
it's kind of creamy.
It is.
Yeah, it's milk.
But the carbonation has made milk close to the consistency of creamy.
Oh my God, Ben's going for it.
I think Ben might have gotten a better measure.
You got
than the
more
rest of
Pepsi.
us.
Yeah, I got more Pepsi because that's because
The
when
trick is having more Pepsi because like the milk
Let me try
just
yours
flattens
then.
out the flavor.
Let me try yours then.
because okay, sure.
Yeah,
Go
here.
for it.
Hand me that.
Hand me his Pilk.
Let's see.
Because when I first took a sip, I can taste the Pepsi. And the more I go for it, I can get the Pepsi
It's
flavor.
the milk aftertaste that I'm just like,
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. There's a milk aftertaste. It's
Honestly,
interesting.
I might finish this.
of course. Why did this happen? I can't believe this.
So
You know
we-
what?
so-
Cheers, everyone.
now here it is. Pilk
Oh no, every time it gets worse for me. Actually,
is
I could get you more Pepsi.
no, I got like 7
It might-
sodas
it might-
behind
it
me.
might help.
this going to be the new holiday drink for all
Nope.
for any
No.
of us?
The answer is no.
No.
I will probably
Even-
never drink it again. I would rather have a root beer float. It's like a sad root beer float.
It's like
Honestly-
a sad drunk root beer float.
I just took a thing on my Instagram because we're recording this in advance. Of course, once I get home, my girlfriend does not know what the heck is going on.
Oh,
And I'm
no.
going to tell her this story. She's going to look at me going, why?
You know what this is? This is like it's December 24th, and like the drunk dad. The drunk dad was like, "Oh, I gotta make something for my kids, but I don't have any ice cream. But just some milk and Pepsi. Here's a root beer float, but darling. Here you go."
Screw
All
it.
right.
Lindsay, this is Lindsay's
Pilk
fault.
Pilk done.
So Pilk
And you can have my
Pilk
Pilk.
rated out Pilk rated out of 10. Oh my god, Ben.
He got the good ratio.
Whoa.
Ew, you can see the curves. No.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. Rated out of 10.
6.
Pilk.
4. Because it could have been worse, but a 4.
It could have been a lot worse, but I'm not having it again.
It has turned a good thing into like a bad thing. It's
I'll say
all
like a 5.
I'll say a 6.
Whatever Sparks made for me, he definitely put a little bit more Pepsi, and that's what
I
makes
should have
it
done. I should have
tolerable.
been a little better about it with everyone. I should have made sure the Pepsi was more measured.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
you know
and yeah,
what?
I finished it. Ta-da!
Well,
that's healthy. That's healthy.
Internet,
Pepsi.
give me clout.
so there you go. There
You
you
don't
go.
want that clout.
We have,
No, I don't.
we have tried Pilk on this Christmas Eve that this episode is released. Weeks before. What do you think?
Or like the day before Christmas Eve.
Do you wanna take the poll now?
Yeah, I will. So there's a different elephant in the room we need to address. So those who have been with the podcast for a long time know that we always prank Ben with a gift, even when he doesn't think he's been pranked.
Oh.
Now, last year, we kind of did the reverse of what's going to happen this year. Because last
I don't even
year,
know what's going on.
Ben didn't think he was being pranked. He thought he was getting a sincere gift, only to find out a month later that he had, in fact, been pranked. As he opened up his many, many gifts of Scooby-Doo and Stephen
Which
King.
I still own and I still have.
Well, I
and
would
I'm-
hope so. What are you gonna throw them away?
They
Yeah,
were a
hell
gift,
no.
Ben.
Of course they're a gift. I'm not gonna get rid of that shit. You kidding me?
You're
That's the
supposed to
last
keep
gift.
every prank gift we give you.
I do actually. The
In a shrine.
You
Okay.
don't. I know for a fact you don't have all 3 Powerline shirts anymore.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, there you go.
That's true. But that was the first time you did it. Everything else, every other time you guys pranked me, still have them.
Did you read 50 Shades of Grey?
Okay, maybe not.
but he owns it. But he
You
still
own it.
has it.
It's somewhere in the house. I still have Dorian
all that-
Gray's on the bookshelf.
That's all that matters.
So this year will end up having to be the reverse because, frankly, what happened is that sometimes things take a while to get through customs and mail. And Ben's gift is sadly not here, which is his prank gift. Ben's prank gift has not arrived. There is one. He will get it, and
Yes.
it will happen live on the podcast, but probably sometime in January.
Yeah.
So sadly, you will not be pranked in this holiday annual. That'll have to happen later.
But
It's
you
a
won't,
good
but
one.
you won't know when it's gonna happen.
but part of me is still thinking you're trying to throw me off. Thinking, oh, I'm safe now. I open my gift, and all of a sudden it's like, you mother effer.
Perfect.
Here.
Keep thinking that.
Ugh.
Here,
I will
drink-
have to get you later.
drink your Pilk. Drink Ryan's Pilk.
No,
Finish the curds that are in there.
no.
So sadly, as we head into our gift exchange, I must admit that for this holiday annual, you are not going to get the Ben prank gift in this episode. You'll have to tune in the next time we're together for our January episode.
Still sus.
Before we get into the gift exchange, though, I do want to just quickly say some words to our audience.
Words.
All right,
That's okay.
I guess.
Can I? Please?
Sure.
Words
All
time.
Thanks. I just want to say thank you to our audience for being with us for another year. This was a really tough year for a lot of us. And I think I speak for all of us when I say that it was really great that we have had people in our chat rooms during our live shows. We have had people commenting even. Look, we don't have a big reach, but I like the reach we got. And I'm happy that people enjoy what we put out. We'd still do it even if they didn't.
Why are you going back?
It's here. It's in
Stockholm.
front of me.
No, it's Stockholm syndrome. Come on, guys.
That's why I put it in a Beauty and the Beast mug.
Oh, it's good.
We didn't do as much as I personally wanted to do this year. There were a lot of shows that we had to kind of not do because of just time or things like that. Conversation was supposed to come back this year. It didn't. And I'm really sad about that, but things just kind of got out of my way. And I think next year I want next year just to be better in general, but I hope we can continue on the train, possibly do some more things that we have a desire to do, and I'm looking forward to the next year, especially as some other things start to happen in our lives. Yep. All right. So with all that said, let's go. Let's do this.
Who wants to give first?
I shall.
All right.
All
it's
right,
Ben.
Ben.
All right, so
I'm getting this Pilk out of here because I'm just scared for the electronics.
get that out of here.
Put it in Ben's glass. Make him drink it.
No, I'm not drinking that.
You would drink it though.
Shut up.
Do it.
You
Do
should have a
it.
whole glass. You do it.
I
I'm
drink my
gonna
whole-
finish my Pilk. I'm
Oh,
gonna finish.
all
My
right,
Pilk.
cool.
I'm gonna pass Ben's gifts into him.
All right, this one's for
A
Brandon.
reminder for friends as they open their gifts.
That's yours.
Oh, thanks.
Mhm.
That you need to talk about, or we need to talk about it
We
because
do-
we also release this in audio. And
Audio
sometimes we
form?
forget.
This one's for Ryan. So Sparks, I want you to open yours first.
All right, Spark.
Also, look at the bag, the front of the bag.
Okay.
The front of the
If you are listening in audio, I highly recommend checking out the video.
yes.
Oh, it's from Nostalgia's Bitch.
Aw.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, before you open it, I saw your reaction to what Brandon gave you for your birthday, and it inspired me to get you this. I think you're really gonna like it.
Okay. Well, okay.
I don't even remember what it was. I should pay attention
All right,
more.
he's opening it.
Russell.
There's a lot of paper.
There is.
There's a lot of paper in there.
Oh, that's cute. It is
Oh,
a
that's cute.
it is a Supersonic the Hedgehog rubber ducky.
Rubber
Brandon, for
ducky.
reference, had gotten me a Dr. Hammond one
Yes.
for my birthday. Now I have 2 rubber duckies and no
Yep.
bathtub in this house I now own.
Well, there it comes in a.
But I do have a hot tub.
I'll say we got a big.
You got
we got a pool.
you got a pool, dude. Just chuck it in there.
Just put them out there.
Chuck
Thank
it.
you, Ben.
All right. Brandon.
Real quickly. Just, can you it's actually very, very specifically in frame. I think that is a really cool.
No, it's super cute.
Yeah,
no,
that's really
honestly,
cool.
when I bought that, it was on my coffee table for a while, and my roommate thought it was mine.
I-
He's like, "Did you
that
buy this for
makes-
yourself?" I'm like, "No."
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I will tell you, like, I really appreciate these. I will not get more because this is just simply not another thing I can collect. So this is only going to be something that people give me gifts of.
Got
For
it.
sure.
Let's Ryan, let's go down the thing to you, man.
Hey,
Down
it's
the
me.
horn.
I like the Super Mario Kart. Wrapping paper.
Thank you.
You just keep drinking it.
It's right here.
Y'all are
Hold up, other side. Look at the other side first.
Oh,
for the Imperium. Ooh, I already for the Imperium. That is a
That means something around
Warhammer
these
reference.
parts.
Ooh, man. Can I tell you how many times I pass by these and I'm like, I'm never gonna buy that. It's too expensive. Yeah, baby. This is a Warhammer figure of a Space Marine. Is it a Chaos Space Marine?
It's a Chaos Space
Oh,
Marine,
They're bad and evil and they look so good. Oh, thank you. This is awesome.
dude.
They got the biggest guns and they got a jetpack.
I'm
Hell
just
yeah.
glad I was able to find that for you because I was so pissed. I was trying to find the Magic the Gathering sets. I was thinking, oh, there's like an actual set, but it's just the commander decks.
I've actually never seen a Chaos one before. I've only ever seen like the Warhammers and then like the Blood Sisters and whatever. So like
Now
this
you
is
have-
actually
you
I didn't know
got
this existed.
you got a Chaos Marine,
Thank
my
you,
friend.
man. That's awesome.
You're welcome, dude. Merry
That's-
Christmas.
that's a really cool design. I like the skull in the front of it.
It does look right. Like
I
it was
love
either-
skulls.
it was between that or like a non-painted one. I'm like, oh hell no, skull. in the front.
those are super cool, but yeah, I'm never gonna paint one.
Exactly. All right,
This is like
Brandon.
as close as it gets to getting Jingle All the Way for Ryan.
Yeah.
Turbo Man. So also, the cool thing about Brandon,
Oh yeah.
there's a Krampus on your bag.
Oh, and Santa on the other
Yeah,
side.
Santa's on one side, Krampus is on the other.
Oh, that's so
That is
cool.
very cute.
Yeah, that was a fun thing to find at Target.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of.
I literally saw the Krampus. I'm like, Brandon, need.
I'm really a big fan of the Krampus
And even
mythology.
even when I put the tag on it to see who it was from, Fanny, my partner, she was like, "How come you didn't put it on the bag?" I was like, "Because the bag's for Brandon."
Okay, so I have lifted up the paper, and there is two
You too.
gifts. Two gifts.
Two for one.
I wrapped them separately.
Interesting. There's a
Oh.
Tetris wrapping paper and a Mario. You really are a nostalgia bitch. That's a really good nickname.
It is. It is really good.
All right, here we go.
I'm really on it sometimes.
Oh shit.
Engage maybe.
Oh, it is. So this one is the classic Star Trek movie series Playmates Toys, Captain Kirk, Admiral Kirk, sorry, in my favorite Star Trek uniform, which is the Monster Maroons, for anyone who doesn't know. Specifically his.
God is his favorite uniform. Dude, I
yeah.
bought it because of Wrath of Khan.
Yes, this is for the Star Trek Wrath of Khan. This is how you look from Wrath of Khan. This is my favorite uniform in all of Star Trek.
That's a good look.
I adore this look. They brought it back for Strange New Worlds, and it's freaking gorgeous. Yeah, I love the monster maroons. They're fantastic. This is awesome, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, you should open the other one up.
All right.
You're by the way, you're welcome, dude.
I got a feeling.
And it is Captain Jean-Luc Picard
Of the USS
of
Enterprise.
as he appeared in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Same kind of
cutest.
style. Yeah, very cool, man. Thank
That's
you.
awesome. You're welcome.
These are cool. These are yeah.
Captain Jean.
You don't have those, right?
No.
Thank God.
The USS Enterprise.
so-
Thank you, sir.
So it was either I get you Kirk and Khan, or I get you Kirk and Picard. And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Picard's one of his favorite captains. I know he loves James Kirk, so I'm gonna give him his, as far as I know, because I know you love Cisco, but I'm pretty sure Kirk and Picard are your two favorite captains.
Well, Picard's third. Cisco is
well, shit.
Cisco is my second favorite. No,
Top 5 though. You made it.
Cisco is my favorite captain. Then it would be Kirk. Then it would be Picard. Cisco is a fantastic captain from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Kirk, I prefer him as an admiral,
Mhm.
which is the figure you got.
There we go.
Which is great. I prefer him as an admiral because I think they wrote him as a better character in the movies than they did in the show. And then Picard is a really good character. Half of that show.
Like
And then all of the movies, he's really fun. I really
Okay.
like him in the movies. And but that said, I'm super stoked for Star Trek Picard season 3. The set photo, the photos of that show look incredible. I cannot wait. Do not let me down,
All right. Brandon or Ryan? Thank
I'll
you, Ben.
go.
Ryan.
All right. Ryan's up. Brandon, can
Sorry,
you
you
pass
got to
those
put
in?
your Pilk down real
Oh,
quick. Sorry.
Come on out, my Pilk.
Pilk break.
Which one do you want?
Just hand me
first?
all of them and then I'll
All right.
distribute.
All right, here we go. I am handing Ryan.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure I've done this like almost every year. I like to give comic books because one, I love comic books, and two, they're easy to find. Because I'm bad at finding gifts for people. But I got you a comic, Brandon,
Thank you,
and
sir.
I got you a comic, Ben, and then Sparks. I got you this.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
Who do you want to open?
You drew Big Ben
why
on
don't
mine.
You go first, Brandon.
All right, I will go first. He gave me a Star Trek Enterprise. An Enterprise here. Stitch says engage and NCC 6942 420.
Oh.
Yes, yeah, the NCC
Oh
69
my
40
God.
20.
Beautiful. I love it. All right, here we go.
I'm pretty sure you haven't read this comic, but it's one of my favorite writers.
You are right, and I
Yeah.
have wanted to read it
Good.
since I heard about
Yeah,
it.
it's an incredible comic. It is The Many Deaths of Layla Starr by Ram V and Felipe Andrade. He did the Fantastic Four road trip story that we read, where it's really body horror read. He's one of my favorite artists, and this book is super incredible. And I'm like, oh, I bet he would love that book. So I got him that.
I've been really looking for. I've been trying to buy this for a while.
Hell yeah,
Thank
there you go.
sir. Thank you.
Ben, why don't you go next? Big
Well,
Ben,
I have to say, I love that you drew Big Ben
of course.
on mine, and you drew glasses on the chest.
What's
cat.
the full name?
Big Bentley.
Shit.
See, I didn't.
You
go.
thought we
I see, I
forgot.
didn't go there.
You thought we forgot.
See, Ben, you've read Ironheart, you've read
Uh-huh.
Doctor Doom, Iron Man, but I'm
Ooh,
like,
Iron Man.
you just got to read some mother effing Iron Man, my guy. So I got you the first volume of Christopher Cantwell's Iron Man run, which is that's the best Iron Man run in like a decade.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, and now you got a great Iron Man book. to read.
This Pilk is getting better by the second.
We're looking at
Stockholm
Ben's,
Syndrome.
We're looking at Ben's next book club right here.
I wouldn't hate it. I would love to reread
I
it
have
again.
also wanted to read that because I've heard good things.
All right, I have another thing here from Ryan, suspiciously in the shape of that other rubber ducky,
No, it can
so-
be it. No, it can be it. Why would anybody be like that?
which is Knuckles as a rubber ducky. Should you guys go in on this together?
No, that was
No.
complete happenstance. So actually, I actually got you a comic book, of course. I just wanted to get you the rubber ducky first.
Thank you. I'm getting a dangerously increased amount of rubber duckies.
Again, in a house with no bathtub. I saw this online and I thought it looked very cool.
Solid. I make some judgments on comics that way too. Ooh, the Eightfold Path.
It is an anthology with a huge, diverse creative team about like Buddhist, Afrofuturism.
Oh
and
my god.
And I almost wanted to read it, but like I don't like denting books or like I wanted to be. I was like, I'll just read this
Ooh.
later. But like I thought that looked really cool.
Thank you, sir. I'm so excited. This looks awesome.
Yes, of course. Comic books are cool.
Yes, they are.
Comic books are cool.
Sparks, you want to go next?
Oh no, I'd rather you did, please. Oh yes.
All right.
Oh yes.
Okay, pass this to Sparks, please.
Pass this to Sparks, please.
Pass this. I guess you are Sparks.
This is to Ryan.
Pass us Sparks, please.
This is to Ben. I would like Ryan to open his first.
It is me?
Yes, Ryan, you go first.
I love your sloth wrapping paper. Also, you guys are so good at wrapping things. Mine is just like
Lies. I hate my wrapping job every single time I do it.
Ben put half of his in bags. I just want to point out.
oh my god, y'all. Oh, and it has is that a comic in there?
No, it's just a background.
It's still even amazing. It's awesome.
Oh, it's the cover.
It's Electra Daredevil, who is the best Daredevil. Sorry, Matthew. But it's like a big ass, like cool, like photo op. This is awesome.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I was surprised because like
I've never seen like something like this.
there was a dude who works at Funko who is a huge comic book fan, because you see a lot of like deep cut comic book characters and specifically these types of things.
Right.
And I thought, I was like, oh, Electra Daredevil is awesome and
That is-
unique. And
How cool is that outfit?
That's right.
That is like this is
That's
like
really cool.
the best outfit in comics right now.
when I get you a pop figure, I want it to be unique. So I was
Yes.
like, this is the one.
Thank you. And you guys are very good about that. Because like I'm not a big pop guy, but you give me a good one and I'll love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Let's just go down the line with Ben.
Okay.
Good shit. I don't know about y'all. I
Some
got
cute
good shit.
sloth wrapping paper.
Oh yes, you just saw what it was.
I've actually been wanting to get this board game for a while. I just never pulled the
Oh,
trigger.
cool. I'm glad.
It's the Pac-Man board game. Thank you, Sparks.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's an actual board game for Pac-Man.
2 to 5 players.
Very cute.
Do I get to play as a ghost?
So
I'm
I
assuming.
don't think so. Maybe
So
you do.
it's like it's Pac-Man, but it's a board game.
yeah,
Multiplayer Pac-Man?
multiplayer
with friends?
Pac-Man. I think there is one person who plays as a ghost.
Hell yeah. I want to eat you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Sparks. Why don't you
Okay.
Love it.
I am nostalgia's bitch after all.
Wow. Another rubber ducky.
How the tables have been turntabled.
Oh wow. This is pretty cute. This is Jaws. It's like the shark outfit with a rubber ducky face coming out of the mouth.
All
In
right.
a tub. It's cute.
So I think you know what happened.
Did you guys get me?
Yes.
So
You got.
Look, I would totally accept these.
every year we get Ben, and then we started cycling through
Oh,
other
no.
people.
I really didn't see this coming.
and because Sparks is the one who organizes a lot of this, I forgot that we haven't gotten you.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we need to.
Mm-hmm.
So very last minute. So thank you guys for doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Oh,
last
yeah,
minute.
of course.
I was like, hey guys, can we do this?
And I'm like, yes.
And they were on board. So had Merry Christmas, Sparks.
And
We
you know
did
what?
it.
I originally wasn't going to get you a Sonic one, but like once I saw he got his, I'm like, oh, then it's a perfect 2-pack.
I
It's
wanted to
beautiful.
get you a Sonic one, but it wasn't going to come in time, so I got you Bruce.
Yeah, some of them were like, oh, be here
Yeah.
like next month. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I can't. Oh no.
I mean, when I was looking at, I was looking at the regular Sonic one. I was like, no. Then Super Sonic later, like earlier in the week, I'm like, that one.
This is
Now-
very funny.
Do you want your real Christmas present now?
I have real Christmas
Yes.
presents?
It's in
Oh,
my
man.
car.
Oh jeez.
I was hiding it.
You left it in the car.
Why'd you
Well, I
leave
did
it
want
in
to bring it in because it's like if there's 4 presents there, then you would have known you've gotten
I did it pretty easily.
Well, I can't. Well, you already gave him his real gift.
You already did.
Yes.
It didn't ruin the subterfuge at all. I was just like, okay, this could have been just weird coincidence.
No, you didn't see it. At
It
all.
actually helped me not know you were getting me
Uh-huh.
because Ryan gave me a real gift with
okay.
it.
There you go. There you go.
Mm, there
Good
you go.
job.
I was like, this could just be a funny pattern.
Yeah, but I'm really glad that worked out because you
I-
deserve to get got.
Yeah,
Aw,
I need to get him
thanks,
his out of
guys.
my car.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let Ben up for a second so he can go to the
And
car.
while you do that, can you actually get your real gift from me too?
Sure, I'll be right back. Hold on, audience.
I'll be back.
It's in the.
This is live right now too.
Ben, you have to finish your pilk.
Are we back?
F you! I did.
Are we back? Is that us? Is that,
freshly
is that us
carbonated.
being
That's
back?
how I bring us back.
freshly
yeah.
all right.
carbonated
Oh,
milk?
I know. I'm not drinking that.
Who am I? Am I Ben first?
Yeah, since he said it.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay, thank you.
Merry Christmas, bud.
So here's
Thank you,
here is Sparks'
This is the real one.
real gift.
guys. The rubber duckies are cute. It was a good guy.
They are now that they're all together. That is pretty cute.
That shark one is really cute.
Yeah.
I wanted to get. I'll just tell you. I wanted to get you Dr. Robotnik once I found out he was getting you Knuckles.
Very smart, Ben. Very smart. Good job. Ben got me the Steve Martin comic book that I mentioned
Oh,
recently on the
yeah.
podcast.
Oh my god, I didn't even.
Which
realize
was
it out
definitely
now.
a like, I'm helping. I'm giving them ideas without letting them know.
And of course, my dumbass forgot, and I had to ask your fiance. I was like, "Hey, what is he?" And she sent me the list.
I also
and it was
pointed out to
on there.
her.
And it was on there. I'm like, dibs.
Look, that doesn't work for me because I've finished with the Christmas shopping in November. So
There you go.
So what?
Uh,
so
That is awesome. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, this is real quick. It's number 1 is Walking, My Life in the Movies and Other Diversions by Steve Martin with drawings by Harry Bliss.
Love it.
And it's all lovely, like newspaper comic kind of style, New York Timesy comic
Isn't
style.
the Harry Bliss cartoonist for the New Yorker or is
Pretty
or
sure.
New York Times?
Yeah, I think the New Yorker. I think you're right. I bet if I look in here,
New York.
I know it says on the back.
why didn't you read it,
Plymouth Rock.
Ben?
Well, I did.
Ben.
I glanced at it.
Finish your Pilk.
No.
yeah, for New
Oh.
Yorker.
Okay.
Your pick looks weird now.
I'm not finishing it. I'm
got,
not.
like, weird
I finished
curd
my
You
bubbles.
need to
original.
clean your glass, Ben.
I finished
Ryan did it.
lies.
So
drank
this
it
is
while you were
from
gone.
me. So this is your real gift.
Thank you, Brandon.
You're welcome, sir.
Unwrapping.
It's something in a box.
Oh, you're gonna have to take the whole thing. It's taped to the box.
Oh man,
That's
Into
devious.
the box, man.
who,
Jeez.
who raps like you?
I did you ever see Taken? You know, in the beginning of Taken, when he wraps a gift, I learned from him.
Okay. All right. It is a like clothing style box.
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
Oh, I know that shirt.
Oh.
Hey, this is cool. So this is a Halloween Horror Nights Universal Monsters, more than Universal Monsters shirt. These are cute.
I see a little Casper. Michael
Yeah.
Myers.
We saw that and thought you'd love it.
Neat.
You're very smart. You know what's up.
I know you.
You do know me. You
Lovely.
do know me. It's really nice.
Like it, love it.
Well, thank you.
Want some more?
I
You're
appreciate
welcome,
that.
sir.
Okay. In the spirit of that, Brandon, this is your gift from me.
In the middle of my Pilk,
Put the Pilk down.
I'm just gonna hand one at a time. It's gonna
All
be
right,
easier.
so this is me from. I do love the wrapping paper. This is blue, right?
Oh yeah. So all your wrapping paper is blue from Jurassic World because I'll have a blue Christmas without you.
Oh, Jingle
Oh.
Roars, it says.
Oh, this is significantly better with more Pepsi in it.
Blue is the most well-defined character in the Jurassic World trilogy.
That's not saying a lot.
I'll,
No, it's not.
It is in an Amazon box, as they often are. This is oh.
Oh.
I didn't know there was anything under that.
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh.
So what you got there?
Oh.
Okay.
Head
All right.
shala. Pop. It's gotta go somewhere.
All right. I didn't know this came out. I mean, like I should have because it's a PS4 game.
Oh, Digimon Survive.
The Digimon Survive game, which is the Digimon video game, which I have. Yeah, I love Digimon.
Did-
Digimon is
did-
so cool.
I know you do.
Digimon.
Thank you, sir. And then I forgot about this. So Swatch, guys.
Oh, shit.
Swatch is a watch company that
He-
partnered
He knew I got this for him and he forgot.
with Dragon Ball.
So what happened is that they came out with these and I saw them before Brandon did. And so I just messaged him asking him like, hey, out of these list of characters, whose design do you like more? And he's like, well, in what context? I'm like, if it was a watch, like who would you like more?
Swashy
At that time,
variety.
I had no idea that Swatch had done this.
I know you hadn't.
And then I looked up, I wonder if they make Dragon Ball watches. And I saw Swatch. Now, mind you, there was a limited edition of them that comes with all of them in Dragon Balls. Frack, you guys.
Way too expensive.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what you got me. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, baby.
Rock the Dragon.
Look at this.
Goku.
Yes.
Beautiful.
He has the Goku watch.
It is Goku.
Hi, I'm Goku.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Which is the
Oh.
style he chose.
That, you know what? See, that's the thing. This is the thing. Here's the thing about licensed watches that I love so much about what Swatch has done. Licensed watches have a problem where the face isn't simple. They make the face very complicated a lot of times.
Mhm,
The Citizen does Marvel watches. A lot of the time, their watch faces are complicated. They got like multiple characters and they got like designs no, just give me the iconic imagery of that. If you're going to make an Iron Man watch, make it his arc reactor. If you're going to give me a Captain America watch, make it his shield.
Yeah.
Like, don't give me Captain America in a watch.
Yeah.
And so I saw what Swatch did. Swatch, if you're going to give me a Goku watch, I don't want to see Goku doing a Kamehameha on my watch. I want to see his logo on my watch, though, because that's how you do it.
I will say I was very tempted to get the Vegeta one because Vegeta's is his it's his scouter looking at a silhouette of Goku. That's the center of the face. So it's
Ooh.
all red with Goku at the center,
Pretty sick.
That's pretty cool.
which is really good.
Oh, this is so cool, man. Thank
Also, I
you.
love the band. How the band is Goku's gi as
Yeah.
well.
That's cool.
And then it has a design on the inside as well.
oh, does it?
Yeah.
I gotta take it out of the box then.
While you're doing that, I'll pass the next gift
Where's
while you're working on
Chi-Chi?
that.
Oh, I see. Okay, here we go. Oh, that was easy. Oh, it's it's the flying Nimbus.
Nimbus.
Ryan, I'm passing this down to you.
Oh, that's a big box.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's a heavy box. Oh no.
Oh lordy.
Jingle roars.
Oh lordy.
You guys might have pranked me, but I am a gift master.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's like a brick in here. History of Science Fiction, a graphic novel adventure by Xavier Dolo and Jabril Morissette Fawn.
Ryan's a big fan of science fiction, so I found out there was a graphic novel about the history of science fiction.
This is radical.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, and there's more?
There is one other thing.
Oh, you son of a bitch. It is
Oh.
the George R. R. Martin illustrated history of the Targaryen dynasty, Rise of the Dragon, because I'm a big fan of Hot D, House of the Dragon, and Game of Thrones. And I was looking at this at the things from another world, going like, man, I'm never going to own this piece. Look at this too expensive.
It wasn't even just you were looking at it. I specifically asked you about it.
Yes,
Because I was eyeing it for you, and I wanted to be like, "What do you think of this?" And you were like, "Looks pretty cool."
it does, and it's like I love when books have like the I can like touch it. It's like got scales.
Ooh.
Yeah,
This is
Tactile.
awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. Oh my gosh,
you're so welcome.
two beautiful books. Goodness
Here,
gracious.
take the books out of the box so we can
Yes.
get rid of the box.
You throw the box.
I'll throw the box.
Just eat it.
All right, and then our last gift of the gift exchange is, of course, Ben Magnet. I told you, man, it's gonna come in January.
All right. I'm still sussing you out, man.
Ben, if it was gonna get you, wouldn't we have all gotten you? Unless
No, we
we all,
haven't.
unless we all went on.
We've simplified it in recent years.
I mean, it's got some heft to it. So
He knows I Scooby did him last year.
you did.
I hate it when you Scooby did them.
Oh my god, it is heavy. Yikes. Come on.
It's a brick.
I'll give you some support if you need it here.
Oh, do you mind taking
By the way, real quickly, Sparks, I just want to say I'm really proud of how I wrapped your gift. That was a first for me. I bought the
did great.
box and I did the thing.
Oh yeah.
You did it.
What didn't I do?
Well, first off, it's the PlayStation 5 version of Sonic Frontiers.
Got
Gotta
it.
go fast.
Which I was planning to buy myself eventually, but I haven't. So thank you for this.
You're very welcome.
Oh yeah. You looked at my Amazon list, didn't you?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I just know you love two things:
Yeah.
Elden Ring and strategy guides.
Hell,
Hell.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
This
I
is on my Amazon list too.
That's a tome.
Get rid of it so no one else buys it for you.
oh
Yeah,
my
I'm
god,
going
that's
to.
amazing.
This is the Elden Ring, The Lands Between, Books of Knowledge, Volume 1. They
Ben.
had to split the strategy guide into 2, and this is the first volume.
That's amazing.
That doesn't look like a strategy guide. That looks like a
tome.
book, like a book.
And it even
Yeah.
has like a little bookmark thing.
It does.
I love that.
That's incredible.
Oh
I remember
my
strategy
God.
guides were like little piece of shit paperback magazine.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're
And
so
now I
welcome.
have a great excuse to play Elden Ring again.
Well, Ben, they just added that new DLC Coliseum where we
They
can go and
did.
PvP people.
They did. Oh, thank you so much, bud.
Very welcome.
I just love the how it has Ronnie on the cover because that's the one who I fought for the whole time.
Put a ring on it.
I did.
Hell yeah.
Literally.
So that's
I put the Elden Ring on it.
that
Sure,
is our
sure.
gift exchange. As I said, Ben will be pranked, just not today.
Not today.
All right, friends.
I
Gotta go
just
fast.
want to say,
Thank you, Sparks.
round of applause, everyone. These are wonderful gifts.
Lovely.
You guys
Love it.
did. We were talking about it while Ben was going to the car. You guys did an incredible job of sneaking in a prank on me. I did not see it coming.
We've all gotten.
Now we've all gotten got.
We have
What-
all
What
gotten
was
got.
it?
But we'll never stop getting Ben.
It was in order. It was Powerline,
Yeah.
My Little Pony,
I still have those.
Pop Figures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pop figures that you already owned.
I already owned. And
That you
now-
had to play off like, no, I don't own that one.
Yeah. and now
And now the
ducks.
rubber ducks.
Yeah,
Yep.
we did it.
Didn't we do like a Halloween one too once? Where we got them one?
Oh, I mean, like we've done every year. We've also
oh
done
that's
one
true.
to Ben.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah, we
There's a
you-
whole list.
You
of
did
the
a Halloween
Bens.
one for me. You
Yeah.
did. You also did
Gray.
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 Yeah,
Mm.
the gray. That
good,
was.
good years.
You also did the Tiger Electronics.
Yes,
and,
the Tiger Electronic
The
games.
Tiger
That was
Electronic
good.
games. Yeah.
which are on my desk.
Yeah.
Well, they're on my shelf.
And then he got Scooby Doo, and then
I got
who
Scooby-Doo.
knows what this year's will be? Shit,
Find out.
so good,
the
Ben.
fact that you had to tell me it hasn't been able to get through customs. Yeah, it's like, oh, what did you get me? I am
Alright.
afraid.
All right, friends, that is our gift exchange for this year. Wonderful. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love you all dearly.
Thank you all.
guys.
So, speaking of gifts, let's talk about we usually do this section next, which is Christmas gifts you'd recommend for a nerd. We're changing it up. We're not doing one that we've usually done in the past, which is something that you would ask for as a kid this year. But I will say, like, in tandem of Christmas gifts you would get for a nerd, perhaps something you could answer instead if you can't quite nail that one is merch that you wish for or would like from the media that came out this year.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
A Steam Deck. I think that's because before it was coming out,
No,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
is this thing going to be as cool as it is? But like, it is as good as it is, and the amount of people playing like every type of game now on the go, like from your that's from your PC, is like really really cool. And I think any kid, because we grew up with Game Boys, but that's only like Nintendo games and shit, right? Like having portable gaming that is like basically unlimited, you can play literally any game you want on the go.
What do you think is the age for a Steam Deck? Like the best age? Well, because like there's a bar, right, where it's
12
where
and
if
up.
you're doing something like that, you're getting them a Switch.
12 and up.
Yeah, someone who's really going to use the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 12 or maybe like
Because
16.
Here's the thing. It's not just a Steam Deck. It is a portable PC, which means you can use Game Pass on it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have literally every possible game you could possibly play that you want on
Right.
the go.
Yeah. That's
I
awesome.
think that's a great little thing, and it's not too overpriced for what you're getting.
That's awesome.
I'll go next for something that you can easily get a nerd, and it goes both. I want to say it goes both ways, but it's really freaking cool. And I feel like every year I have to mention something about Lego, the Lego Optimus Prime.
Oh, dude, that thing rules.
Yeah.
Not only can you build Optimus Prime in
You
Lego,
can transform him.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's some bullshit.
That-
Not in a bad way,
I
but
gotta
that's
say-
that's so freaking cool.
I gotta say, the types of Legos that kids are getting these days, wickedly overpriced.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, that's because, like, look, it's one family who's owned Lego for like decades. So like the quality control is worth it. But still, like the fact that we're getting so many really freaking sweet Legos, I'm super jealous about.
Not only that, I've seen TikToks of adults go into like the Power Wheel aisle at Walmart and they see the Warthog Power Wheel.
Oh yeah.
And of course they like raise their wallet or they're complaining that they want a receipt on their childhood because where the hell was this when we were playing Halo in the backyard?
Kids are getting some good shit these days.
They are. Why do you think I don't feel ashamed when I go into the Nerf aisle and pick out guns or Nerf blasters that
God.
I want?
I bet
Or
you
go into like the video game or the game, board game aisle, looking at things like Pac-Man or stuff like this. But yeah, the definitely a really good gift to get a nerd this year is definitely the Optimus Prime Lego set, because the
Roll
fact that
out.
it's Lego and you can transform Optimus Prime, it's essentially the 3-in-1, because Transformers are 2-in-1. You have a robot and you have a car or a vehicle or animal, whatever. With this one, you build it and then you can transform it, and I think that is the coolest thing ever.
And it looks really good too.
It-
like the proportions are awesome. Like
it really does.
If you looked at it from far away, you wouldn't know it was Lego.
No, not even close.
roll out.
Sparks?
I'm gonna go with merch I wish was made from something this year, and that's a like good version of Pig from Slumberland.
Yeah.
I want like a cute, like very accurate
like
looking.
what they did with Christopher Robin.
Kinda.
Yeah.
They actually did one of their Netflix things, which I don't know like how they spend the money on this kind of marketing that almost nobody watches, but they did one of their things where they had like people come in and it's like a social experiment thing, and then they made them feel like they were going into the dreamland of Slumberland and like put them in a different room, VR and all this kind of stuff. But in there they had like a little animatronic kind of pig come out of a hole, and I'm like, if you got like the right stuff with like just a very modest amount of wiring inside so that it could just like turn its head and flop an ear, I'd be like, that's pretty cute.
That'd be
cute.
cool.
Me?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Ben actually gave it away a little bit.
Oh.
Nerf guns.
Okay.
Look, these days, back when I was a kid, Nerf guns were cool. Look, I love them, but these days we're getting some really good ones. Halo Nerf guns.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh my god, I want, man. So my favorite gun in Halo has been turned into a Nerf gun. Are you kidding me? I'm dying to have
The
it.
Needler.
The assault
Assault
rifle? Oh yeah, mine too.
I love
The
that gun.
Needler is a Nerf gun though.
Oh yeah, that's true. But so specifically, this year on Star Trek Day, this is coming out in November. I've already pre-ordered it. They're coming out with the phaser rifle from Star Trek First Contact as a Nerf gun, as well as a Type 1 phaser. Holy shit.
Set your phasers to Nerf.
Are you kidding me right now?
Set your phasers to Nerf.
I'm losing it. I love that is my favorite design of phaser. And it only shows up in the movies and some episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Mhm.
I am over the moon that I'm finally going to get to hold it. But even though if it's a Nerf gun, I don't freaking care. That's awesome. It's a great design. It's cool. The fact that we get in these licensed Nerf guns as guns from popular sci-fi franchises, popular whatever franchises is crazy to me. And they're relatively affordable. Like they're not overly expensive.
Sure.
Mhm.
I think those are awesome. And if you're looking for anything to get for a nerd, specifically me, I would love a assault rifle
That's awesome.
because I pre-ordered the day Star Trek Day happened. I pre-ordered that phaser rifle. I was like, I'm not losing out on this.
Engage.
Okay. From there, we move into we have a topic this year. We have our main topic for this holiday annual. It is a review of the Christmas film Violent Night that came out earlier in this month with David Harbour and John Leguizamo.
Johnny Legs.
So we're going to be talking about that for a bit. So for this, this is not live. So if you want to skip this, jump to later in the time code, away from this review of Violent Night. If you have not seen it, we will be spoiling it. But otherwise, if you've seen it, stick around. We're going to have a nice conversation about it.
Ho, ho, ho.
Spoilers ahead. What do we think about this?
Oh, I so enjoyed it.
Great time at the movies, y'all.
Oh yeah, I had fun with this.
I came here for Santa puns and Santa kills, and I got exactly both of those, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I did not realize that was done by the action studio that formed out of working on like John Wick and
Yeah.
everything. And so once that logo came up at the beginning, I was like, oh, this
Day
is gonna
shift.
be- this is going to be some good action.
Yeah. I actually, Day Shift is a good comparison because like
Not just same studio.
not
yeah.
just because of the same studio, but like both of them are surprisingly really good action movies.
Yeah.
And there's some good plot here. Like I think Harbour is great as Santa.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
And the action.
Oh, you mean God of War?
yeah.
That's clearly I love God of War. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
God of War with Santa.
And
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of we're open. We open on Santa being like he's drinking because he's disillusioned with the world.
He's
right
lost the
now.
Christmas spirit.
He's like, kids are really selfish these days. There's more naughty kids every year. What are we gonna, what's even the point? Maybe I should just hang it up. And he's like, and it really sets the tone for this version of Santa that I think is pretty good. You wanted to say something?
Yeah,
really bad.
just honestly, from a personal standpoint, when it's opened on Bristol, England, and Fanny and I were just like giggling to ourselves because that was the first city, or that was the city where we reunited when I went to my England trip. Was in Bristol, England.
Was Santa Claus there?
Unfortunately, no, it was in the middle of July.
He didn't
Interesting.
vomit on you from the sky.
Thank God.
What a night for that woman. That
Oh
woman,
my
the
God.
barkeep of that bar, going out, realizing, oh my God, Santa Claus is real, and then immediately being thrown up on
Imagine-
by Santa
imagine.
Claus.
She does a
Dude.
great job of being like, I don't know how to feel.
I don't know how to feel about this.
She's like, wait, how do you know I have a grandson? How does he know his name? Oh no, he's on the roof, and she sees Santa fly away, and she's like, the Christmas joy is there. She's like, oh my God, he's real. And she's like, why?
And it's hot and steamy.
I know.
Oh, it's so
hot.
cold out.
It's
yeah.
hot, and you're so gross.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty pretty fun movie. I don't think there's like it's a movie about a killer Santa. Like it's not trying to do a lot. Like it feels like they wanted to okay, so we have our human parts, like the regular people, and then we have the Santa parts, and like we got to make that as interesting as you can. So like when these people come to invade them and take their money, that you care about them, and I kind of care about them. I think they're fine for the story. I think Trudy is the best part of the movie.
I think specifically we're only meant to care about truth.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Trudy. Well, I think the parents, you're supposed to care about the parents a little
Yeah,
bit.
I think you're supposed to care.
But
about
like
their parents.
they're totally fine. They're not bad. They're just like they are doing the job they're supposed to do for this type of movie. But Trudy, like I have a problem with kid actors because if like you're bad, like I really don't like you. But like she was so cute, she was so good. Her Christmas spirit and like really talking to Santa Claus, like the relationship between her and David Harbour, like made this movie super fun. And like I was so invested in her, like even almost more than Santa, just because like I don't want this little girl to have a bad Christmas.
Not only
yeah, yeah.
that, she becomes vicious. with the booby traps.
The Home Alone sequence is incredible.
It's the best. I think it's probably the best scene in the movie.
The fact when the guy is like, you gotta hide the traps, and just the nail
Oh
through
my
the
God,
mouth.
Bjorn.
Oh,
That is the most
I
like
love-
visceral reaction I've had in the movie theater in a long time. When he falls in the nail through the I ought to be gassed, but I don't
Yeah.
normally do that.
Yeah.
My whole theater was super into this movie.
Yeah.
And when we were like, people were cheering when the hammer
Hell
showed
yeah.
up.
I specifically
Yeah.
love that the movie like pivots for a solid like 12 minutes to be like, all right, and now we're Home Alone but rated R.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
like when
because-
he
Because you see everything set up and you're like, oh no, but you're like, oh, this is a Home Alone. It's not going to work. Home Alone's fiction, and it works.
Yeah,
And
because
each
they
one
show
is
like
worse,
what actually happens to them.
and each one is worse than the last.
when Bjorn brings the
Why was
the
he looking
nail-
at that
I don't
nail?
know. And then
Come
we're
on.
like we
Stupid.
saw it from a mile away, the bowling ball driving the nail into his brain.
God.
But when it actually happened, we're just like, hell yeah, you deserve that.
I mean,
Bjorn.
yeah, and then the girl who gets her head like ripped scalp gets
Oh,
scalped.
she's
with
on the glue.
Super
Oh,
glued.
God.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Bjorn is definitely my favorite bad guy in the movie because like there's a earlier in the movie when Santa's there, he's like, it looks like he still believes in Santa Claus.
He does. He
Yeah,
absolutely does.
And like he's like disillusioned by it, and I'm like, oh man, he doesn't want to do that. That's
Like
so
when
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like when
I-
they're when John like was on with Scrooge when he's talking to Santa for the first time in the movie and he looks up Bjorn, that bike I got you, and he's like, what?
Isn't Bjorn the only one to see him go up the chimney too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think this is actually Santa Claus, guys.
Oh man.
My favorite is Krampus.
Oh,
When
Krampus is creepy.
When he's like, why don't we open gifts? Oh my good, we're gonna get a gift. He's like with this machine gun. He's so
Yeah,
much fun.
He's a very good.
He
like,
enjoys being
insane person.
evil
Yeah.
very much.
he does.
The
Yeah.
Nutcracker.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
No, thank you.
I think like because we made a comparison to Day Shift, I think the advantage this has over Day Shift is that they have a much better main villain
Mhm.
in John Leguizamo, and frankly, just a better villain force in his
A simpler story. too.
goons we talked about. Yeah, it is simpler.
But also, I think like the characters are more like.
But
like,
it's actually because the story is simpler. There wasn't a detractor. Because the story is simpler, it's allowed to do more with characters and it's allowed to kind of shine with the action. Like Day Shift has a pretty complicated plot for the movie. It is.
Yeah.
It's trying to be John Wick 3.
Mhm.
This one is trying to be John Wick.
Yeah.
This one, it's just simple. It's just A to B. Santa Claus has to save Trudy.
I think it made a smart decision of we're not going to complicate why the family's wealthy or how they're wealthy or any of that, and in doing so, we also need to make you not care about most of the family,
Yeah. it
which
does-
is fine.
this movie does a great job of me just hating every other member of this family except Trudy and her parents. That's it. Everyone else, I was actually half expecting the rest of the family to just die and then Trudy's dad make off with the money and like live happily ever after with his wife.
I wanted to punch Bertrude.
Oh,
the
F
Bertrude,
the
F
teenage
that
kid?
kid.
Yeah.
F that kid.
He's always going live.
Bertrude, it's just like Bertrude's not a real name.
I like his post credits though.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That is
Hey,
is
guys,
Santa Claus is real. Do better.
or even when Krampus gets the call to kill everyone, he's like, "All right, we're gonna do a murder."
What if
And-
you kill the person who knows where the money is? Oh shit!
This movie, very low budget, which is great. At first, when it was like shown that like he doesn't understand the magical powers, I'm like, okay, I think that's a little weird. You know, he's been Santa for this long, but I actually think that's a benefit for the movie because I think having it be so grounded, except for the only magical parts being like the sneezing going up the chute thing. I really like that it was grounded. I'm just a dude trying to do a job and I don't really understand it because it could have been so much more fantastical. And I think that might have taken away from like what the movie's trying to do, just being Die Hard. Which in the end I was really grateful for actually.
They even make a reference to Die Hard.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
there's a Die Hard Blu-ray in the sack.
Oh yeah.
The magic sack's awesome.
I just love how he keeps playing. I was like, video game. How come no one wants a sword or a battle axe for Christmas? And I'm just sitting in the theater going, I do.
the thing that I think helps as far as like the background of like Santa Claus is that we don't get a lot of who he was
Mhm.
prior to this.
Yeah.
And it's something that's left open to be like, well, sequel, we could do it. We can go a little bit more into what that was. But for this one, all you need to know, he was a badass with a hammer. And then eventually he became Santa
He
Claus.
was a bad guy.
He was a bad guy.
Yeah.
And this was and being Santa Claus was kind of his redemption.
And he's
he's
Kratos and he's going for the Blades of Chaos. I'm like, I am the same.
That when
Hammer move.
it's so well done because when we learn about who he was with the hammer and then we see the new hammer and you as the audience are like, Oh, it's on.
It's skull
now.
crushing time.
I told Ryan, I'm like, this is his rundown Rock doesn't use guns moment.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean the whole hammer fight scene is so well choreographed. There's some
I
truly
will say-
visceral kills.
I will say it's like one of my one knocks on the movie is that I think that entire sequence is too dark.
Sure.
I do
Yeah.
think that they should have I get that it's in the shed and everything, but it should have been brighter.
No, I agree.
Lightened up because it is a dark sequence. I know they're doing good action but I can't make out all of it.
Mhm.
And I do think it's too long in the dark.
Yeah, I
That's
think
fair.
I think my only knock against this movie is I would have liked more Christmas related kills, like because we get some good ones, we get some really good ones, like the eye, the star in the eye.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The going up through the chimney with Lake Wazamo, that was pretty good.
The
That's a Mortal
icicle.
Kombat.
Getting
fatality.
icicle.
getting impaled by the icicle or the
Yeah.
Christmas tree decoration, and then getting killed by the icicle.
Great Christmas kills, and
The candy cane.
the thing is, it's kind of how you talked about with like Love and Thunder. Like you really like Love and Thunder. The only thing you would like more is to have more of Love and
Sure.
Thunder. Very much this way. I really like this movie. I would still like it if there was. I want more. I
Mhm.
want you keep giving me more Violent Night, more Christmas kills, more Santa Claus puns. I'm in.
I think the
baby.
only difference is that I wanted Love and Thunder to literally have more in that movie,
Yeah.
and in this one, I would just want another movie.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know what you mean about having some more of the kills be Christmassy,
Mhm.
but I am pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
Oh
wanted.
my god, there's
I wouldn't have wanted them to try to overstuff. I think anything more than what they did in this movie would be overstuffing it.
the
Just one?
double woodchuck. The two dudes get like a rope attached to them, and they go through the woodchuck together.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
I
good
think
one.
I think they rode such a good line of not overdoing it with puns, with Christmas stuff, without they rode that line really well of not hamming it up too much or pushing it in too hard a direction of it's this because it's Christmas kind of thing. I think they stayed right in the middle on that.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
I love Johnny Legs. I'm a big fan of John Leguizamo. I think he's an awesome villain. I love that his motivation is that he got caught stealing, so now he hates Christmas. That is
And
like
accidentally killed his
an
grandpa.
accidentally kill. Yeah, or maybe I
Or
didn't.
maybe I didn't.
Yeah, like that's such a shitty, dumb reason to be a supervillain on Christmas. And I'm like, yeah.
I
I love
what
it.
I especially about it is and he blames Christmas and he blames Santa,
blames-
who isn't real,
Yes.
for not being there. And he's and he tells him I'm sorry, Jimmy, I can't do.
I don't do
anything.
life
I
stuff.
don't do real life stuff. I just deliver the presents.
Yeah. I think that's also really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't
I
think
like
that.
the when he sees all the new people show up,
Naughty kids.
all the new guys to kill. He opens the thing. Is like, oh, so many naughty people.
Naughty.
I really like the use of does he keep saying naughty and not
Yeah.
bad?
Yeah.
Like I really because that's it's the naughty and nice list. I really like that they don't stray away from these aren't bad people. They're naughty people.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Also, I just like how the naughty nice list is.
I love the design of it.
interpreted. Yeah.
Yeah.
How it's not just because you have other films like in the Santa Claus or an Elf, where in Santa Claus it's this giant list that has trucks upon trucks of names.
It's magically digital.
Yeah, and then whereas in Elf, it's just this big giant tome of a book. Whereas this one, it's a magic scroll. You open it up and it's this person's name, and it shows you what side they're on.
How does
naughty
it
or
work?
nice.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I really like that we get a little bit of talking about Santa Claus backstory, but a lot of the reason why he's here doing why he's drinking his way through Christmas is because him and Mrs. Claus is split up, or at least they're almost split up. They're going through a rough patch because he's sitting there and he's looking at his ring and he's sitting there in the shed and he's like, I wish I could make things better between us. I wish things were
That's
okay.
not the read I got. at
Yeah,
all.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the rough patch I probably understood, but I just knew. What was I gonna say? I just
things aren't because the implication that I got is that he is and let's and is that he and Mrs. Claus are not doing okay right now. There's something wrong there.
That's not what I got. What I got was what he's saying to Trudy, because Trudy's talking to him about her parents being apart. Is that he's like, I've been with Mrs. Claus for lots of years. He lists them. I forget what the
Yeah.
number is. And he says, and it takes work. That's it. He doesn't say there's something bad going on between them. He doesn't say they're in a rough patch or anything.
He doesn't say it. I'm talking about it being implied. The fact that he's talking about it being, there's work. He talks about it in the shed where he's like, I wish I could tell her something.
Yeah, he wishes he could see her again because he loves her. I
Yeah.
didn't get the implication that something was wrong currently in their relationship, though. I thought that he was saying like, we've had our ups and downs, but we work on it and we're good. I didn't get the implication they were in a bad spot, especially because she sends the stuff at the end of the movie.
And she sends
Okay.
the hammer. Honestly, I was kind of hoping for Mrs. Claus cameo.
I 100% thought she would be on that shed at the end.
That's a second movie.
Yeah.
Like she would just show up at the end and she's like, "Here you go, honey," and tosses him
It's Diane Lane.
tosses him his hammer. He goes, "Yes."
He went on a writer, wouldn't it?
I guess if you
Because
want.
Goldie Hawn is Mrs. Claus in Christmas Chronicles.
Chronicles of Christmas.
Thought that was cute.
Winona Ryder would be interesting. I know it's like Stranger Things stuff, but like that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought that they did a good job of doing his jadedness and like his perception on like the world runs on greed and like that coming from him having been a greedy person even in his time and all this stuff. I thought translates really well. I really wondered because like the trailers never gave it away, like how Trudy was talking to Santa. Because like I was like, okay, so they find a walkie-talkie, sure, but like because the parents were like, this is a walkie-talkie direct line to Santa, it's magic, and I was like, is it? And
It just
but then
works.
it's just coming up on the way that works out though. I thought was really good.
Yeah.
Could have been like
It felt
Christmas Spirit.
organic.
Could have been like the trailers make it imply that like Christmas Spirit has connected her to Santa Claus because she needs a savior.
But it felt organic because it's like it's the dad having to find it in the closet that he later ends up in, which is what allows him to be able to talk on it with her. Like it all kind of worked out instead of like you could have fumbled that in a way where it felt like, well, we really needed to find a way for them to talk to each other, and it really felt like it worked.
And then that moment when the dad confronts her, like, I'm really talking to Santa. It's like, no, you're not. Like, that was mine. I know it's not real.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, she actually is though.
Yeah.
It's your daughter.
I just love how when you're watching a film and you get to the part where it's like, oh, I'm talking to Santa. It's Santa. He's real. And all the adults are like, no, he's not. He's not real. Surprise, yes, he is. Because as an audience member, you're like, yeah,
Well,
he is.
Even when they see Santa Claus, they're not like, okay, so this is just some weird dude in a Santa suit. Like,
Yeah,
what
it's
are we
like
doing here.
yeah, it's like he mentions like at one point, like, oh, he's just using tricks or something, whatever.
Yeah. Like when Scrooge, Jimmy John Leguizamo, when he gets the list and opens it up, and then he gets this sudden realization of, oh shit, you real.
Murdered my best friend. Oh,
Yeah, no.
geez, come on, Jimmy.
That
The
was really
leader
cool.
of the kill squad. The leader of the kill squad is like, I don't know what's going on here. I just know you have to die.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Man.
But just like the realization that Santa's real to Scrooge, I thought was a really cool moment in the movie because I was because he's the entire film he's just thinking this is just some rando dude at Santa. I don't know who this is, what his deal is, but he's messing.
Evil
with my plan.
dies tonight. I'm sorry, Christmas dies
Christmas
tonight.
dies tonight.
Oh my god.
And then you get to that scene. It's like this is actually it turned into a really good.
Yeah,
fight.
that final fight is great. And then the way that like the Mortal Kombat fatality ending is like I even though
So
like
good.
it was presented there, like I didn't see it coming, even though like you
What I thought was going to happen is that he was going to like use the chimney to get away from him and then attack him from above.
I also did.
I did not anticipate the way it played out.
And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see him, he gets
Yeah.
stuck in the
Gets
chimney,
folded.
and folded up there.
Yes.
just a
so
torso left. Oh god. That's a way to go, baby.
Yeah, I think this movie is really, really great.
brought back
like,
to life
honestly.
with Christmas magic.
Yeah, it was a really we had like very little people in our theater, but like everyone was having a good time.
Well,
So.
mine too.
Yeah, I also had a small audience, but everyone was cheering by the end. Like that last kill is
Yes,
so
a
good.
lot of people in my theater, myself, Fanny, and the people who shared our theater with us, we were like, "Oh!" When like some like really violent kills were going on, or just like the Home Alone stuff, we were cackling.
Like Bjorn and Kira, I remember their names because like I thought they were so funny, and like the way that they just get taken up by this little girl, I'm like,
Yeah.
man, Home Alone would really mess people up.
I did like how they called each other by their codenames the whole night
Oh yeah, like
until Santa says
Peppermint.
Bjorn,
yeah,
and then and then they're like, "We're gonna use these like codenames the rest of the night." They're freaking dumb. It's like, "'Tis the season."
Scrooge.
Yeah, I the action is great. The harbor is great. Like this is the kind of action film I think Harbor needed.
I will point out that there's one member of the crew I don't think we ever see get got, and it's the one who opened the safe.
Peppermint.
Oh,
Peppermint.
you're right.
Oh yeah.
Or no, was that Sugar Plum?
No, I think it,
Well, we all know who
It's some Christmas
I think
candy. It's not candy cane.
I think it's Sugar Plum.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
but
the
yeah,
safe
she opens
crack
it
lady.
and we never see her again.
Yo, she
That's
got
true.
out. She's smart.
She didn't get killed.
She saw all the bodies. I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, I did my job.
I'm gonna go out the back door.
She's in her own movie.
Gets her paycheck later.
That'll be the third one. If Die Hard 3, she's coming back for revenge.
Oh my God,
You know what she does? She picks up all the $100 bills that was still on the floor of the safe and just like, yeah, it's not the biggest pay, but I'm just gonna get out while the getting's good.
I got a feeling if she's cracking safes like that, she doesn't need a couple $100.
True.
I don't know if I want to see like a John Wick style 5-film franchise out of this, but I would like to see a sequel.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's absolutely opportunity to like expand on the mythology. Like they've mentioned the Easter Bunny multiple times,
Yeah.
and like that, I could see a sequel with like an Easter Bunny heist thing. But like, it has to be really good. And like, if you bring back the whole team, there's no reason that can't happen again. Because like, look at Taken or John Wick or any of those movies. So like,
Well, don't look at Taken. Those
well, the
sequels
first-
are terrible.
well, I thought Taken 2 is fine. I don't remember 3. But like, these type of things can turn into franchise and they can be good.
I think that the hard thing is that like it's very hard to justify why Santa would have to kick ass more than once.
That's the thing. Yeah.
And like and that's the thing. Like if it were a studio that could do something like really genre different, but they're an action based studio. I would never fault them for that. But like if you could do something else with David Harbour Santa taking a different direction, sure. But like that's how do you make Santa organically have to do this kind of violence again?
That's what I'm saying. One more film out of this, I'd be happy.
Also, if this were how the Santa Claus actually rebooted, and this were Tim Allen's final Santa Claus performance, I think the movie would be really cool too.
If he had to face the original Santa.
That'd be interesting.
I think that would be that's the one Tim Allen movie I would see.
What I'm more open to is like
pair him with Krampus.
what I'm more open to is any
Like
opportunity
the
where
real
like
Krampus, not the-
anything owned by Universal would be featuring something Christmas related. If you want to have it be David Harbour Santa and say it's canon, I would be down with that.
He shows up.
whatever context that might
Didn't
be.
Universal also
Halloween
make?
ends.
Didn't Universal also make the Krampus movie?
Oh, maybe.
I want to say yes because they
yeah,
moved-
because it's the guy who directed the Godzilla Kong, whatever.
No, but
yeah.
that would have been Warner Brothers.
Oh.
Maybe it
Gotta
was
have
Warner
a good
Brothers.
reason why after all this time Krampus and Santa got beef.
Yeah.
I'd
I was good
watch.
because I want to say maybe.
I'd
'cause-
watch this Santa fight
Oh,
Krampus.
Got it. Instead of him going to a Die Hard location, Krampus comes to the North Pole and he has to defend it with the elves.
Yeah,
That's how you get your. That's how you get your.
I mean, the reality is that you want to look to the Klaus comics and then just start adapting things out of that for
Yes,
this for
true.
David Harbour
Yeah,
Santa
yeah,
to
yeah.
do.
But at the same time,
Witch of Winter.
but at the same time, Krampus invading the North Pole and fighting Santa, I'd watch the shit out of
It is,
that.
and it's the previous Santa who would be the new Krampus. Who would be Krampus? yeah.
Actually, you're kind of right about the Klaus comics because like when he's talking, this is the only time that it reminded me of these comics because otherwise the backstory is very different. But when he's talking about like I don't know how the magic works, Klaus doesn't know how the magic works.
Right.
He was just gifted to be Santa Claus. He was picked by someone to be Santa Claus, and then he does that for the rest of eternity.
Right.
And I don't know if that was an inspiration, but I appreciated it even if it was, even if it wasn't.
Yeah, you can. There's stories you could tell. Sadly, like we can't get what I really want, which is the Predator comes down on Christmas Eve, and then you get Santa versus the Predator, which is what I really want.
Or how about this origin story? We find out how he became Santa Claus, and it's versus the Krampus. He fought the Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
Krampus is an old mythology in the Santa.
That's,
Tales old as time.
honestly, I take anything with Krampus at this point.
Have you seen the movie Krampus?
I have, yeah.
Good.
It's a good movie.
Good
And
movie.
I really enjoyed that movie too. Also, the reason why I'm thinking it's Universal is because there was a Universal Horror Nights maze
Oh,
for
it's-
for Krampus.
It's true. I
That
love it.
could be.
But you're right. But Warner does have a deal with Universal to do some of their mazes every once in a while. So
I think it's Warner.
it might be Warner. But either way, just a fight with Krampus, I would watch that
Yeah.
because I still had fun with this movie.
Yeah, I think.
It wouldn't matter. It doesn't have to be the Krampus
No.
from the Krampus movie because
True.
Krampus is
True.
not an IP that is
Exactly.
they have to get copyright
Yeah,
for.
you just have to have a Krampus, and then haha.
Also, it's a fictional movie. You can do whatever you
What?
want.
That is
Very true.
also true.
Are you looking up who distributed the?
I am. It's Universal Pictures.
Oh, okay.
Michael Dougherty, you want to come back?
Krampus v. Harbor.
If you want to go really up your own butt, but I'd watch it. You could have Santa versus Michael Myers.
Santa versus the
Christmas and Evil Die
Yeah,
Tonight.
yeah.
I figured it out, guys.
Hmm.
Fast and Furious Christmas special.
That's
It's all about family.
It's all about family, baby.
So does Santa get his reindeer replaced by 12 Dodge Chargers
If they know what's good for them.
or 6 Dodge
that
Chargers?
image in my brain is so funny right now. Him on a
It's
sled.
like,
and
you know what
12
it
Chargers.
you know what it is? It's the Mercedes-Benz commercial,
Oh
but
my
with
God.
Dodge Chargers.
I like that the reindeer came back for him with a second bag. Like, yo, you went back to get my spare bag. You guys, I can't say
can't
mad at
say
you.
that.
He's like giving shit to the reindeer the whole time, like him pooping on
This-
the roof, and then
That's
it's like,
unprofessional,
I
like,
missed
yeah.
you, boys.
I will
I
say-
missed you.
I will say I was thinking about it while we were watching it. That I'm like, this movie almost went up to the line of doing something I've always wanted Christmas movies involving Santa to do, which is properly explain adults not believing in Santa.
Why
but
are
not,
there?
But not noticing that gifts that show up for the kids from Santa
Yes.
show like that's pretty
Oh yeah, I don't think
unexplained
that's
generally.
ever really been.
But it's like
yeah.
they were almost there with this movie, which is like the interpretation I thought they were going to go for when I was watching. Is I thought they were going to say like the magic makes them kind of not notice or be like, oh, like implant in their brain they pick that up.
yeah.
Like that's part of not believing is not seeing it that way.
Yeah.
But so like they see the gift comes from Santa, and they're like, right. Oh yeah, I got that too. And that's like the logic. And I thought they were gonna go there with explaining it, but they didn't.
I actually
Yeah.
do like the reasons. Like I bring presents to kids who need it. Like if
Yes.
your parents can afford Amazon, then you know what you're still getting presents
And,
regardless.
and that's the thing. But he comes down the chimney, and he comes down the chimney, and very many. I like his thing where he's coming down the chimney, the montage of seeing all the different presents. Like there's one tree that just has Amazon gifts around the tree.
Yeah.
There's one whose dad is sleeping. There's a baby, and then he gives the dad coal and takes his beer.
yeah.
So there's like you see him being like, well, it's like and he gets lists when he gets down the chimney. It says like cash, DVD, and it's like he's just sitting there going like,
It's cash and video games, and
Cash
it's
and
only those
video-
two
yeah.
things.
I mean, that's what I want.
I mean,
I'll take cash.
I mean,
Yeah, look at that. It's on the front.
They
Thank
want
you.
cash to buy their digital video games.
yeah.
Gotta buy all that Fortnite bling.
It's true.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
I like this movie a hell of a lot.
It was a really good time.
Yeah. Well, we rate it
8.5.
9.
9.5, 9.
I'd say 8.
I'm gonna go with a 9. I like this movie a lot.
It's good.
I think for everything that it set out to be and what resources it had, I think it nails a 9.
I
Yeah.
think so too. I think it sets out to be a specific movie. It does that movie very well.
I would give the movie a lower score if we spent any more time on the grandma or the sister because like we just didn't need to. But I think it was just the right amount to not like them and not care about them and then move on.
I actually
Yeah.
really liked how annoying the sister was.
Yeah,
I bet
me too.
she was really
I think
good.
I
at
think
being
it works for
character.
that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and I liked what I really liked about the grandma is that she just could not fathom that John Leguizamo's character had gotten all the information.
Mhm.
And so every time she's revealing, he's like, I know every single bit of this.
Yeah.
Damn it. I know it.
Except you didn't know that her son was going to steal all of her money.
Yeah.
Except
Actually-
for that.
I actually like the bit where, like, when I was expecting like the reveal for some big reveal where the son finally stands up to the mom, and the mom's like, "Okay, now I give you
See,
all the money."
yeah.
But then when when they're going to the manger with the baby Jesus, and that's where he hid the cash, and she's like, "You did what we all were supposed to do. We're supposed to backstab. I'm proud of you." I'm like, I don't think you should be proud of that, but okay.
Yeah.
It saved their lives.
I 100% thought that the son was going to be in on it the whole time, and we were going to find out at the very end. And
I didn't think
how-
that's where we were going because I was like, that made him. I think because we're supposed to feel kind of empathetic and bad for him. I
Yeah.
think that made him too villainous. I still think so I was going to steal $300 million. And she's like, you think that the way that we work out this relationship is getting away from your mother's son with all of her money or a bunch of her money? And he's like, now that you say it out loud. And I'm like, well, yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
All right.
a lot of
But
money.
I do enjoy the parents, like Trudy's parents, quite a bit.
They gave her mom a good amount to do.
They
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
They did. And also, I must say, as much as I don't like the sister or the sister's son, I do love the scene with Krampus where they're like, shoot her. No, shoot him. Actually, no, shoot the bitch. Shoot that bitch first.
That
whole
I
scene's
forgot-
hilarious.
Oh, you're a gold digger. Yeah.
The
yeah.
husband, the
The,
boyfriend,
the movie star
the movie star. I love the gift he gives. He give you the gift
Of this pitch.
of
this pitch
opportunity.
opportunity. Oh
Wow,
my god.
so bad. All right.
Love
I
it.
think that'll do it for our Violent Night discussion. Super fun. Hope you had a chance to check it out in theaters or check it out later.
It'll be on
It'll be
DVD
around.
and
I
streaming
have to
soon.
say, this year, good year for Christmas movies.
Good year for media.
True.
It's true, all of it.
All right, friends, we're moving on from there, and we're going to talk about a mini year in review, coupled with some of the biggest surprises of the year.
Sparks.
This is mostly a mini year in review, talking about stuff related to the podcast, not so much about we're not doing our year wrap up. That comes in January.
May
Yes.
I take this over?
Oh, if you must.
Because I went through every episode that we put out this year,
Jesus.
and I want to tell you guys all about it because I'm proud of us as always. And I always come every year, Sparks. You create all these wonderful Christmas specials for us, and I'm never prepared. Never, ever, ever.
That's true.
Prepare.
I'm always like, I guess this, but let me run through some things for you guys, if you guys don't mind.
Let's
I mean,
take
I'm
a
already
trip
here.
down memory lane.
All right. This year we hit 300 episodes.
That's true.
That is
I
a
was
major
there.
milestone that we did. Here we go. 10 Basement Arcade episodes, including Mortal Kombat X, 4 Spooktober's Elden Ring, 15 Basement Arcade pause menus. Congratulations, Ben. Wonderful episodes.
Thank you.
Do you want to say anything about some of those? Do you have any favorites that in your head right now, ready to go?
Actually, I want favorites from this year. I want to say my most recent one with Dynasty Retro when we were talking about Portland Retro Gaming Expo, because that was the first time I've ever been. That was his second, and just being able to talk about it with someone who's been before and talk to him through the lens of someone who's never been to that expo before. That was really fun to do.
You also did.
I will interject real quick and say that all of Brandon's numbers are only accurate as of December 11th.
That is true. All of my numbers are accurate as of December 11th.
True.
There will be, the thing is, because we record this weeks in advance of actual Christmas, these are pretty close, because I doubt we'll put out like 100 episodes between now and then.
With an asterisk, yeah.
But there is an asterisk here. Some of these shows will have new episodes before the new year, but this is what we got so far. Ben, you also did a Kingdom Hearts discussion.
I
There
did.
was
that was really fun with Alessa Roca. Yeah.
There was a Nintendo Direct episode that
Mhm.
hijacked our Fake Nerd podcast episode. That was the topic for that episode, as well as a Basement Arcade. So there you
Mhm.
go. There were 2 Fake Nerd podcast review specials with Nope and 3,000 Years of Longing.
That's true.
And there will probably be more because we wanted to do a few more. So there will have been more up until this point. 3 Fake Nerd podcast specials. I will name them in a minute. 1 Fake Nerd book club, which was a review that I did with Ryan Porter, who wrote Rogue Sun. I was really excited to do that. That was fun. 41 Fake Nerd podcast episodes of the main show of the Fake Nerd podcast, the Mothership Show. There were 41 episodes. That number is not going to change. That show is on hiatus at this moment, but there were 41 of those episodes that were released. We took many breaks this year. Again, rough year. We had to.
Hey, 41 out of 52 is not a bad number.
41.
That's a passing grade.
That is true. Of all the shows we did mostly Fake Nerd Watch episodes
That doesn't shock me at all.
That does not shock me.
with 53.
That tracks. That tracks.
If we had the power, there would have been more.
There were 53 Fake Nerds Watch episodes. We did Hawkeye. We did Star Trek Discovery. Well, I did. Book of Boba Fett, Peacemaker, Star Trek Picard, Moon Knight, Strange New Worlds, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Stranger Things, The Boys, Miss Marvel, Umbrella Academy, House of the Dragon, She-Hulk, Lord of the Rings, Andor. All of those shows
It's a lot of shows.
covered in full. Hawkeye was we did the last half of Hawkeye
At the beginning of
at the
year.
beginning of this
Mhm.
year, so it did make the cut. We did in the beginning of the year. We did all the Matrix episodes. Now I'm just kind of
So good.
telling you guys some highlights that I've gotten, because we're not going to go through every episode.
No, the Matrix episodes I think about fondly. That was a hell of a way to kick off 2022.
Also, our most reviewed, our most listened to episode on.
oh
the
my
YouTube
God, our
channel.
Matrix Resurrections review has over 1,000.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Yeah.
it's over 1,000 views.
Wow, that's
And
incredible.
I guarantee a lot of it's because it says positive.
Absolutely.
They were like, "What do you mean positive?"
I don't like that.
Or they were excited to finally hear
I love that.
a positive review. Yes, we did the Matrix episodes. We covered the first 3 Matrix films as well as the Animatrix, and then we reviewed Matrix Resurrections, which was a 2021 movie that we reviewed in 2022.
Guys,
It
I'm
came out at the
so
end of the year.
I am so proud of those Matrix episodes.
Me too.
I think those were great discussions.
I was-
Grade A.
I was really happy to do those. I'm a big fan of the Matrix. It was really exciting to remember why I was such a big fan of those films. And Matrix Resurrections, I think I speak for all of us when I say it is a great movie.
It's true.
Come at me. I dare you.
Do it.
Don't. I have a short temper. So yes. We also did a Fake Nerds Award show.
Yeah, the first one.
The first ever
That's
one.
going to be a staple.
I love staples.
That is one of the highlights that we did this year is the Fake Nerds Awards that Sparks organized. We had people vote. We had some fan votes. We had some friends vote.
Usually my best ideas come up at the last minute and I have to put it together. So the first time it's always a little bumpy. And this was one of those where I was like, we should do this. Oh, we have a week.
Oh no.
but it worked out. It paid off. It was a lot of fun. We built some graphics for it. We want to do and next year it's gonna be a special.
We're going to be doing more. There will
Yeah.
be more Fake Nerds Award
The
shows every year.
fakies.
The fakies.
One of the Basement Arcade Pause Menu episodes, Ben, we hijacked for a Miles Morales review. We finally got that game done.
You
It's
did.
true.
We did that. We also did all 25 Pixar films.
Oh
We
yeah.
covered all 25 Pixar films, which was a good discussion by all accounts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We reached our 6th anniversary.
Wow.
Very true.
So we had our 6th anniversary special this year. One of our specials, Jurassic franchise. Sparks, you and I finally talked about the first 5 Jurassic films and the lead up to Jurassic World.
Yeah,
Dominion.
that was a super impromptu one also,
Yeah, we decided to do that last minute.
because we realized we both had watched them in the past week.
'Cause I was looking at your letterbox. I was like, oh, you're doing this too? And we were both like, can we do this? Can we do this like
Mhm,
right now?
Did not think that would be a 2.5 hour discussion.
No, but I was happy it was because we got to talk about our love of the Lost World Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Which we have not gotten to do on air.
Nope.
We
We really love that movie.
and I got to talk about my unfortunate newfound love of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
That's true. That also happened.
Yeah. So go
It's
back.
really funny to listen to Brandon's original review and that back to back.
And both of those are actually really close together. So you can do that. Yeah. So that was also one of these specials. Now, Basement Arcade Pause Menu also reached a milestone that you guys have been wanting to do for a while, which are the quarterlies.
Yeah.
It's true.
Both of these guys on my left thought it might not happen, but I was persistent and
You
I
were.
guaranteed it would. Our Q1 was a little funky this year. We had to combine it with Q2 because
Life.
Ryan and I stopped living where we lived.
Sure.
So it kind of got a little bumpy for a second there.
Just a wee little funky. But then Q3 happened. And we were able to
Q3
get
was
that-
awesome.
Yeah, we were able to get Q3 out, and now we're just waiting for Q4.
Q4 is either up already or coming up soon.
Yes.
Oh.
This is why the Basement Arcade Pause Menus will probably have an asterisk next to it as well.
Yeah.
Those numbers. We also the only comic book discussion that we had when normally we not only comic book discussion, that's wrong. The
I'll say
only
every week's a comic book discussion, baby.
we often what we like to do on the show is compare the first volume of a comic book to the first couple episodes of a comic book TV show. It's a lot of fun. I really like doing it. The only one we did this year was Paper Girls.
Yeah.
That was
There
it.
just wasn't enough time for some of the others.
There were other shows that we wanted to do, it's just we didn't get the chance to.
Nope.
True. But Paper Girls was that.
The media kept coming and it didn't stop coming.
It was a lot this year. Like a lot of people were talking about the scheduling of it all was really rough.
Yeah.
Like it's I don't think it should have been this rough.
Some things got buried and some things maybe just shouldn't have come out at the same time.
Yes.
as other things.
There was also the return of Mike Mottola.
Yeah.
After 2 years, Mike Mottola returned with a
Mike.
Mike's Impossible Movie Trivia Challenge for How to Train Your Dragon.
Damn, Hot D. Talk about Hot D.
Yes.
House of the
Hot D.
Dragon.
That was a fun one.
I was really happy to get him back. It's been something that he and I have been working on for years, trying to get him on the show, but it just never worked out scheduling wise. Mostly with me and the show and things like that. But finally, I think we decided on the best bet. Which one of the reasons why we skipped so many shows this year was because when we were younger in the early days of the podcast, and I kind of miss doing it when we would get together and we would record multiple shows in one day because we would do this together all
Sure.
the time.
Mhm.
We get together, we would record multiple shows because we were hanging out, we were just doing this. We can't do that when we're doing it virtually. And we can, but it's more difficult. And we decided that instead of
To be honest, like full insider baseball, I think I speak for everyone, but I definitely speak for me personally, is that I find it more energy draining to try and do it virtually than I do in person.
I do too.
There's
Yeah.
just something about like trying to put that energy into a computer screen rather than sitting next to you guys and doing it
Mhm.
that makes it hard to want to do that for many hours in a day.
Yeah.
Whereas I
Yeah.
could do this much longer.
Yes.
Yeah, you're like doing it live like now, you don't feel the time going by. Like when we were finished with our Violent Night discussion, I'm like, we were only talking about this movie for like what, 15-20 minutes, and I'm probably gonna look at the time clock. I was like, shit, we talked about it for that long. And doing it live in person is just a lot better than it is virtually, because I feel virtually you have a timer, you have your clock, you have a bunch of other things to distract you and whatnot.
Yeah, I think for me, the distractions at my own office, which is very messy right now, admittedly, are the kind of was like I'm looking over, I'm looking around, but here I'm really engaged with you guys and I'm
Mhm.
really enjoying the conversation. Not that I'm not always,
Right.
but like it's
The energy is just
the
different.
energy is
Yeah.
just different.
I mean, we were given Pilk earlier
We
There's
drank Pilk.
There's still some in front of me.
Ben still got a full glass.
That's lies. I finished mine earlier. I'm not drinking that.
Anybody listening on the audio, he lied. He has
No,
not had his
no,
full glass.
No,
The audio-
lies,
audio.
lies.
Has no idea.
Audio. I drank mine earlier. You guys said so.
I'm gonna edit the cut so it looks like Ben
No,
never
you
finished
are
his
not.
initial glass.
No, you are not.
So
I can see his full glass right there.
Can you stop?
It's right there. It's right there. So Mr.
Ryan's is empty.
so instead of doing a full day recording, we just did a Mike's Impossible Movie Trivia Challenge. We did do that live anyway. That was our first live one outside of our Comic-Con panel. If you remember that we did a Comic-Con panel a few years ago.
I actually sent that video to the Log Movie Club because we did Night Before Christmas yesterday.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that was really fun to do. I love How to Train Your Dragon. I love Mike Matola. I hope we can get him on a lot more next year. We started this episode at 267. We ended it with 308. I'm not going to read all these names, but we did do a hype discussion earlier. I just want to kind of like go back earlier when we were doing some topics. We did a discussion on hype. I had forgotten about that topic. We just talked about like the effects that hype has on media.
Was this year?
It was this year. It was early this year, right after Matrix. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So some of the reviews. I'm not going to list all the reviews that we did. Just to guys remind you, did Nightmare Alley, The Batman, The Adam Project, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, The Northman. What else? Jurassic World Dominion, obviously. Lightyear, The Black Phone.
I didn't review Jurassic World Dominion.
You were on it.
I ask great questions.
That's true.
We reviewed Thor: Love and Thunder, Prey, Day Shift, Dragon Ball Superhero,
Man, what a year.
Do Revenge, Werewolf by Night, Halloween Ends, which Ben was not on. We still don't know what he thinks of it.
I
know
do.
we know what he
No,
thinks of
we
it.
I just don't know what you guys think because I still need to listen to it. So.
Willow, Strange World, and then we ended it with Avatar. Now, those are just some of them. We've done way more, like Top Gun Maverick. We've done way more reviews. We did a lot of reviews of movies this year.
If it's a big movie, we probably talked about it.
As far as review specials, I mentioned you Sparks and Ryan. You did Nope.
Yeah.
That's a damn good movie.
I'm so glad that we went out of our way. To be honest with you, like there were even more things. Like it was a full year and there was personal stuff going on. So like it was both things because there were I'll name it. There was a movie, The Woman King,
was
that
about
I
to
really
say,
wanted to see and review.
We were trying to see that.
And I'll
thing
tell
for
you right
weeks.
now, I pre-ordered that 4K Blu-ray. It's coming next week. I'm gonna
Good.
watch it, and if I feel the need to talk about it, he's talking about it.
It's the director of The Old Guard. I didn't know that.
Man,
I didn't know that.
I'm so ready to watch it.
Yeah, me too.
Good for him.
Her.
Oh, the director of The Old Guard is a woman. Yes. Interesting. Good for her. And then 3,000 Years of Longing. Sorry, I was wrong. There were 3 review specials because Black Adam was also a review special.
That was a review special.
Oh yeah, that was.
Ben came out ready to kill it.
Just like Black Adam.
Just like the box office did.
Interesting. I wasn't on the Black Adam one. And
Nope.
Ben wasn't on the 3,000 Years of Longing one.
No.
And then both Ben and I weren't on Nope. So there
Yeah.
was no fake news review special that had all 4 of us.
There were a lot of also in your reviews, like I missed The Northman and
Yes,
Black
yes.
Phone,
Yeah.
I believe.
And those are both great movies.
Yeah. And Ryan missed a couple, Turning Red notably.
Yeah,
Which is a
that's
big
which
bummer.
is on my top 10.
You were. I remember when we came back to talk about Pixar, you were super upset that you missed Turning
Yeah.
Red for our review special because you
Yeah.
love that movie.
There were just so many things, and like we had to just admit when like you gotta keep moving and
Yeah.
go without me.
I mean, I even saw 3,000 Years of Longing, but then just when you guys were like, "Hey, let's schedule it for this," something came up on my end. I'm like, "Shit, I can't do it. I'm sorry."
Life be
Yeah.
like that.
It'd
I
be
don't,
like
I
that
don't want us to forget Chippendale Rescue Rangers or The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which we also reviewed.
We did
This year.
Chippendale.
Chippendale
yeah.
Rescue
I
Rangers.
did like that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We did 37 book clubs this year.
Hell
Out
yeah.
of 41 episodes, there were 37 book clubs. There was only the one episode of the book club show, which was a review, so it wasn't actually an episode of the book club. Just going to read highlights for these from all of us. So the first one we did Justice League Avengers. Justice League Avengers,
Mhm.
which we did in the beginning of the year. George Perez passed. That was we did that before he passed, but he did pass. I did that. High Republic. Ryan brought High Republic to the book club.
That was man. I did.
That was a while ago.
Ryan said, "Yeah, he did." For the audio listeners.
Yes, I did.
Ben brought Once and Future to the book club, volume 1.
I did.
You
Yeah.
did. And you brought Moon Cakes.
Mooncakes. Yeah, I did.
Mooncakes
That was cute.
to the
I
book
bring
club.
I bring weird things.
And
It's not weird.
there were
cute and good.
there were many more book clubs, but those are kind of the highlights I felt from each of us.
You don't want to highlight Sonic the Hedgehog Volume 3, The Battle for Angel Island?
I definitely don't, actually. Our
I love
last
you, Ben.
book club, our last book club of the year, Sonic the Hedgehog Volume 3, Battle for Angel Island. Yeah, so that's basically our year in review. We did a lot of stuff.
It's true.
So real quickly, Spooktober was Layers of Fear, Resident Evil Village, Five Nights at Freddy VR, and Slender.
Expect more in the future.
So I
We're
want
packing. Some
now that we
punches.
live here, next year we're gonna start hell early.
Y'all.
We're gonna have so much. Ben's gonna
I-
getting to like install a catheter. He's gonna be shitting. and
Not
pissing
only
so hard.
that,
Hey,
guess
Choo
what-
Choo Charles just came out.
I know. I was
Oh,
just
dude.
about to say that. I
Yeah.
was just about to say that. You mother effer.
I've been watching some gameplay. That
You
game is
son of a bitch. I was
messed up.
just about to say Choo Choo Charles just came out. And I'm like, fuck, not again.
So I don't really want to talk about this on the year 2022 wrap up when we're doing it next year. So I'll mention it here that like Ryan and I are actively discussing and working on like what our recording setup is going to be, how we're going to be orienting the show. We want to make changes visually to what you see. We want to make changes to our environment. We want to do more in-person recording when possible and actually have a functional, nice space. So we're working on it. We have the room in the house to do that. It takes work. So
It's really cool because it's like it has a secret entrance, and I thought that was the coolest shit. When I
so
first saw the room.
we'll get there, and it's a goal, and hopefully sometime in the next year that's something we're going to accomplish.
Oh yeah.
The thing that I wanted to highlight with this year is to just kind of look at like our accomplishments this year. We did some really good episodes. We did a lot of fun discussions. We reviewed some really good movies. We reviewed some really good TV shows. Basement Arcade Pause Menu kicked off in a big way this year. It won an award this year.
Yeah,
Like
It's true.
like
it did.
just to not to rain praise down on Mr. Ben Magnet for a second, but yes, there was an award show that both Conversation and Basement Arcade Pause Menu were up for, and Basement Arcade Pause Menu won.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
You also started going over to Grayson Live a bunch, doing a bunch of episodes with him, and D and Dark.
Yep.
D and Dark, your new podcast, D and Dark.
Of the four of us, Ben is podcaster of the year.
Absolutely.
It's true.
Look, I love it when we can do as much stuff as we can cram in possible, and I like that's just how my brain goes. Like I'm always on to the next thing. I'm always want to pile on more. I've got space here, I can add here, and you sometimes it's really good for me, especially to look at like, hey, look at all that we accomplished this year.
Not only just D and Dark, but even in the very tail end of this year, myself, Alyssa, who was a guest on Pause Menu, she was my guest on the Kingdom Hearts episode, and I was a guest twice on Lack of Genius podcast, Kevin and John, and they asked myself and Alyssa to do another once a month show, Lack of Genius Movie Club. And that started, and I'm on the first episode, which is where we talk about Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan, and then the episode's not up yet. It should be coming up soon, hopefully. It's Nightmare Before Christmas. So
Did you mean movie club?
yeah,
You
what I
said
said.
book club.
Damn it, I meant movie club.
It's okay.
I meant Lack of Genius movie club. So I mean that one I've told him is like, hey, I'm gonna try and be on as much as I can, but you all know my schedule.
And
Ben's gonna come and be like, let me tell you the story of how one time I won a Mike Mottola poster of this movie.
I did tell him about that.
I know you, Ben.
Yeah, that was okay. That's the one time where I absolutely smoked all three of you in his Impossible
True.
Movie Trivia Challenge.
True.
I'm proud of that moment.
and I just kind of like one of the main reasons why I wanted to look at all of what we did this year, go through every episode, go through every accomplishment, everything is because I had a really rough year. It's no secret that my dad died this year, and I was doing almost weekly discussions with Cookie from Just a Little Podcast, and in the beginning of the year, Michael Carls, I almost forgot his name. Michael Carls from the Downright Nerdy Podcast just had a child recently. Congratulations, Mazel Tov. Star Trek discussions. I loved doing those Star Trek discussions. I did not start those this year. I started those last year, but we did a bunch of them this year. And we couldn't keep going because of the situation with my family, and that sucked. I couldn't get conversation out this year because of the situation with my family, and that sucked. And so, like, I by the end of the year, I was looking at myself by my failures, or what I thought as my failures. And so one of the things that was important for me is to look at all these things and to be like, no, we did so much.
Yeah.
And I think it is important to look at our year and be like, you know what? Congratulations, guys.
You,
On a solid 2022.
you're
I'm really happy to do this with you guys. I'm really glad that we're going to continue to do this in 2023. And I'm really happy with all the stuff that we did this year.
Yeah, you absolutely nailed the head because you've been through a whole lot of shit. All four of us have. I mean, you specifically, Brandon, been through a whole bunch of shit. Sparks has been through shit the past few years, the past year and a half. And you're right. We have, because there are times throughout this year I've also been looking at my failures, like my failure to not get out of my current job, the failure of me not getting other places, but then just looking at the accomplishments we did, all the stuff we've been doing for this show, all the stuff we've been doing, our extracurriculars. I mean, shit, I got published this year.
You got published
I'm
this year.
still getting published. Holy crap. I cannot believe that's still happening. And the fact that Basement Arcade is still going strong, the fact that Pause Menu is going strong, and these guys want to do more stuff with me, the fact that he said, let's do a quarterly everything about and just talk about news and stuff in video games. I'm like, hell yeah.
Ben, real talk. The only reason that we don't do more is because our schedules aren't aligned.
Exactly.
There would be twice as many video game stuff out if we could hang out more.
You are 100% right.
Yeah.
100% right. But the fact that we've been able to do what we have done, even with the limited time that we have, I think it's a testament to, I want to say our drive, but the fact that we just love doing this shit.
Yeah.
And this shit is truly fun.
We have 541 videos on our YouTube channel, and we did not start the YouTube channel when we started this podcast.
No, we did not.
That's been in since the pandemic.
We just hit our 4-year anniversary recently
for the videos.
For video. So 6 years, over 6 years for audio,
Mhm.
and then 4 years for video. Yeah. So like, add 2 more years to that number. Like, it's crazy. Ben talked about his own personal accomplishment of being published. Again, congratulations, sir. I wrote more pieces this year than I have any other year combined. I was a writing machine this year. It was fantastic. I wrote some pieces that I'm so proud of, that I wish people watched, that I wish people read more. Again, let me just kind of plea a little bit. Like, I put my heart and soul in a lot of these pieces, and I want people to read them. You can read my list. Sure, I'm really glad to get the money from the lists, but read the pieces that I actually care about. Not to say I don't care about the list.
But he doesn't.
I didn't say it.
Read between the lines.
Here's the thing. I put a lot of work into those lists. I put a lot of research into them. They're easier than the pieces that I put out for Atomic Geekdom and Kaiju Ramen. They just are. They're simple and structured, and it's fine. I get paid for them.
Yeah, you get boom, 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 and then you get to the fun stuff.
And then the fun stuff are the stuff that I'm diving deep into. I'm really going into like research and things like that, and writing long pieces. There will probably have been a 3-page piece that has come out of the costume design, not the costume designer, casting director for Marvel Studios, Sarah Finn. I wrote a piece about her that's coming out soon. That's coming out soon at the time of this recording, probably out by the time you're listening to this. So check it out. I love doing those pieces. I love them so much, and I want to keep doing them. I want to write more and more and more and more. And I would love it if people would like put eyes on those and supported those.
Don't you just love it when you get into that groove and you think, oh, okay, I'm only gonna hit like maybe 700 words or so, and then it turns into like 1400. And you're like, oh shit! And does it feel like you took 2 hours to write it?
I don't remember the last time I wrote a 700 word piece.
Shit.
My pieces are far longer than that now, but I love it.
Oh, really?
But I love it. I really love it. And I'm really happy that I got the opportunity to do that this year. That is my own kind of personal accomplishment of just like, I did it. I was, for at least this year, I was a professional writer, getting paid or not. I was doing it. It's fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And that's our year in review. If anyone wants to say anything about any of these pieces,
No, I'm not trying to be a writer, so I don't got shit to say.
I think the main thing from what Brandon was saying that I was going to interject is just you in particular, but I think in general it's easy to like focus on the things we didn't get to do, and it's good to focus on the things that we did get to do instead. So I'm grateful that you pointed that out.
There isn't. We might not have done a main podcast every single week, but there is not a week that's gone by where something didn't go up on the channel.
It's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes even multiple things. So like, like I am always, if we get one thing on the channel, I'm a happy person. So like I am always just positive about the podcast that we're still here and that we're still doing it. That we have one viewer. I don't give a shit. That one viewer is our best friend. I love you, Meg. Thank you, Meg.
Thank you, Meg.
Thank you, Meg.
You're the best.
Any big surprises from the year? These are not necessarily podcast related. Big surprises could be like a news thing, or I'll say one to me, which was how freaking good Slumberland was a big surprise to me. But any big surprises that stand out to you guys from the year?
I mean, I know we were all surprised by Peacemaker. That was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
Like not that we didn't trust James Gunn, but just like, can you do this with this character who, like, and it just goes to show, like, you put enough thought and love behind anything, and anything could be good. I knew I would like Elden Ring. I didn't think I would play it for 4 months and almost 200 hours.
Right.
That's a surprise where I think about Elden Ring every day. I'm surprised I'm still thinking about it. Honestly, like, those are two things that I thought of.
I think it was a big surprise, the hiring of James Gunn and Peter Safran to run
That's
the
recent.
DC stuff.
Mhm,
That's I wouldn't have painted that as coming up this year in the
To
news.
to the point of this recording, it is the only good thing that David Zaslav has done.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. And on the negative side, like, a big surprise was the absolute erasure of the Batgirl film.
Yes.
Just awful thing. But like,
Wasn't
nobody
that supposed to like come out in December?
nobody
Too? Like,
nobody thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
That was absolutely a devastating surprise.
Yeah. Ben.
I would say that, like, my most surprising thing was how amazing House of the Dragon was.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? That hot D,
Hot D.
the hottest of D. Because when that thing came out, even when there was like they're planning a Game of Thrones prequel, all 4 of us, or at least 3 of us, I should say, because 3 of us watched all of Game of Thrones from beginning to end, we were scared. We were like, shit, It was like CJ at the beginning of San Andreas going, shit, here we go again.
To be fair, we were watching, like, for a little while, it was like every 2 months there was some announcement about a Game of Thrones spin-off project that was either going into production or being thought of,
This is like the
or
5th one,
greenlit or
yeah.
something. And like, that was constantly happening. And we were all like, maybe just no.
Yeah, after how bad Game of Thrones season 8 ended and the backlash from that, we were like, this is screwed. This is dead on arrival.
Yeah.
We were so wrong.
Yeah.
And I am so happy how wrong we were, because being back in Westeros, even from episode 1, I was ready.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like, okay, I'm in this.
The
now.
hot D got me good.
I'm ready
real quick.
The entire season, I'm like, we're back. We're back, baby. This is great.
A dinosaur story. We're back.
We actually, Sparks and I referenced that earlier tonight.
It's coming up a lot.
Yeah. maybe a future Fake Nerds review special.
Maybe.
I'm
And
just thinking a way that, like, dinosaur, like, he chomps, like, and then, like, he's like, nah, it's a cereal. I'm not. I was like, oh, it's in my brains forever.
any big surprises stand out to you, Brandon?
Yeah, I got 3. Peacemaker. Peacemaker shocked that.
Absolutely.
Peacemaker shocked the hell out of me. Like, I was not prepared for that show to be as good as it was. I knew I trust James Gunn. James Gunn. The Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I have not seen in a while, admittedly, did not hit for me as well as Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I love all 3 of those movies. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was the top for me.
Yeah.
But then Peacemaker blew it out of the water.
Mhm.
Peacemaker, I believe, is James Gunn's masterpiece at this point in his career. I think that show is incredible.
Yeah, I was not expecting Peacemaker to be that good either.
Got to one of my favorite moments of the year for the Fake Nerd podcast, which was in the Fake Nerd Awards when John Cena won Best Actor.
Yes,
Hell yeah,
That's
hell yeah,
so
John.
good.
which was unanimous, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Almost.
Unanimous.
almost.
Star Wars Andor.
Oh,
what a
yeah.
surprise.
God damn it.
Late
Very true.
surprise for television. Star Wars Andor. I really like Rogue One. I think there is a lot of potential to Rogue One.
We had a lot of reason to be suspicious
So
going into, from the
here's-
announcement of Andor to the release of, you know what I'll say, like, one of the big surprises of the year was that Obi-Wan Kenobi wasn't as good as I thought it should be.
That's true.
True.
That's
Same
true.
Same with Book of Boba Fett.
And you
Yeah,
go, well, but like Obi-Wan Kenobi, I put higher stakes on. Like, I was like, if they're getting them back, like they put a lot into this.
Oh my
right?
God, Vader's in the trailer. Say
Yeah.
what?
You got Ewan McGregor, you got Hayden Christensen came back. It's like, oh, we were all hype, and then it's like,
Yeah.
dang it.
It's like half good.
Hey,
Yeah.
some things should be a movie.
It's true.
Hey, some
It's
things
true,
should be.
all
Thank
of
you,
it.
Armor Wars.
Thank you, Armor Wars. Star Wars.
That's Disney
There's a
learning from their
surprise.
mistakes.
There's a surprise.
Yeah.
Armor Wars being turned into
Yeah.
a movie.
Don Cheadle getting that upgrade. Thank you.
Like, that's
Please,
crazy.
yeah, Sam Rockwell's hired, right?
I hope
He
so.
better
If he's not in that movie, like, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what
Neither
we're
do
doing
I.
anymore.
I think Star Wars Andor, just the fact that I like Rogue One. There was just no reason to believe that show would ever be good.
And then we saw that first trailer and we're like, damn, that looks kind of like a real show.
I think
doesn't it? Damn,
I think
that
it's a really good. I think that's a really good one to bring up, Brandon. Like, bringing up Star Wars Andor, which I know is in my tops, so I'll be talking about it at the beginning of January. But like, Andor made me like love Star Wars again in a way I haven't since The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Sorry if you don't like The Last Jedi, but I'm not
Sorry.
really.
No, it's true. No, yeah.
But like I love The Last Jedi, and then nothing Star Wars that has come out since then has spoken to me as much until this.
Word.
And I just it's one of my favorite shows of the year. I
Yeah.
never expected the
I mean, you hit the nail on the head with
second
like,
lead of Rogue One to be the star of one of my favorite shows of the year.
yeah, you hit the nail on the head with both of these because like Andor and Peacemaker are two super impressive shows.
Yeah.
Arguably the best shows of the year.
Yeah.
Not like there's a lot of good shows out. I don't think either of them would clear the bar that I think Andor and Peacemaker did.
I agree. Both of which, spoiler alert, are probably on my top 10 next year.
I'm sure they're on all four of
Yeah.
ours.
And then finally, Slumberland.
Yeah.
Slumberland.
Baby.
I did not expect.
Nobody did.
I have been
Waterworks.
I have been thinking about that movie. That movie has stuck with me in a way that few movies this year have. And I
Good for Netflix.
good for Netflix. And I'm looking. I look at this movie and I'm just like, I was a mess watching this movie, and I adore it. I think it's wonderful. I have to come to terms with the fact that it also might show up in my top 10 next year.
Yeah.
Slumberland,
We should really start calling it the top 15 that it is.
which has a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes or something.
Here's the
ridiculous.
thing. I follow a couple of people who I think they have good taste in movies, and they say they hated that movie. And I'm just like, so I don't know. Sometimes the people like I don't know what movie you guys are watching that you think it's like one of the worst Netflix movies you've ever seen. Like I just don't. Sometimes I feel like
I
I'm
don't get you.
skewed.
Yeah.
But then we all liked it, so I'm like, nah, we're fine.
Yeah. I
Am I
adore it.
wrong?
Am I wrong?
No.
I looked at that movie and I'm like, I never expected that Netflix movie. I was before we were reviewing it, before I watched it, I suggested, hey, maybe we should watch something else for this week's review, because I just didn't think we'd have a good time reviewing it. The
Yeah.
fact that we all loved it shocked me.
Yeah.
The fact that I loved it shocked me. The fact that it was as good as it is shocked me. Jason Momoa is wonderful. The girl, by the way, she's in Spirited. Fun fact.
Ooh.
She had a pretty good year. I think the movie is incredible.
Yeah, it just goes to show, man. Like sometimes you just got to give things a chance, and like it'll surprise you.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what didn't surprise me? How bad Robert Zemeckis' Pinocchio movie was.
You're the only one
Yeah,
who watched that.
and
I am-
hopefully it'll stay that way.
Hopefully,
I'm
because
not gonna-
dear God, was that bad.
And especially now that like Guillermo's,
there's a better Pinocchio movie.
yeah,
out
like
right
the
now.
Guillermo's about to
Yes.
drop his, and like the reviews are like,
It's out.
oh yeah, okay. So like they're like, I can't believe there's 2 Pinocchio movies out this year, and one of them is just like so bad.
One of them feels like-
someone made a tweet who's like who's like my favorite movie of the year, my least favorite movie of the year, and no, I'm not making a joke, and it's both
That's
Pinocchios.
really good.
Lord. I think if we're ready to move on to the next thing, this is
Move it or lose it.
us talking about something that was important to us that we engaged with. This could be any kind of media that we engaged with this year, but it did not release this year.
Oh yeah, good,
Yeah.
good stuff.
I got something.
We needed a spot for this because we've kept the past few years, like we've kept rubbing up against this because like sometimes we get to things late and we want to talk about them, but we don't have room because there's no room for us to make the review, and there's no room for us to put them in the top 10 or 15 because we're out of that year. And in some cases they definitely would have been, we just didn't get to them in time.
Mhm.
So that's really what this is. So you don't have to go through your whole list all at once. We can kind of trade off or however you guys feel like comfortable. And I will say, if one of you brings up something that the other one brought up, let's just talk about it together there. I know Brandon and I have at least 1 or 2 that are the same. So
Wait, this was supposed to be a list?
I have.
no, it doesn't need to be like a proper list. Just like,
Shit, I just only have thought of the one thing.
oh no, you could like name as many things as you want.
So here's what this stems from, Ben. We initially Sparks and I talked about it being perhaps its own version of the top 10 that we have of the previous year, which we'll do next year.
Okay.
So I latched onto that, and I did make a top 5 in order. So we can do it however we want to do it. I'm just telling you guys how I structured mine.
I just got 2.
I have a bit of a long list because for a period of time I lived with the Bergmans and I watched a lot of anime
Yeah.
that
Nice.
had come out beforehand. So there's a lot of anime on my list.
I'll just run through mine real quick. It's Cyberpunk and Evangelion because we talked about Evangelion several weeks ago.
I want to just interject and say Evangelion 3.1, 3.0 plus 1.0 specifically is on my list as well.
Mhm.
Brandon, is it on yours? Okay, well, we'll talk. I want to talk in this with you because the 3 of us got to do something really cool,
Yes.
which is we went and saw this in theaters earlier
Yes.
this week. Evangelion 3, and that was exceptional.
Yeah. I have an Evangelion tattoo. Really like Evangelion. So Getting to talk about them for the 300th episode, real happy about that. And then I got to see it in theaters, which is something I never thought I'd do. And like, boy, howdy, like I was like just crying so much in that movie just because I love that franchise and love those characters, and like seeing like 15 years of movies and like here's what happened in the last 3 Evangelion movies happening really quickly and really like dramatically. I'm just like, oh my god, it's so much. I love it all. It's too much. So like getting to experience Evangelion throughout the year in a way, it was really, really nice.
I want to mention I didn't go into it in the mini year in the mini year review, but the 300th episode being Evangelion was really cool. I was really happy that we were able to do the rebuild of Evangelion films, because I was a convert of Evangelion because of the show. That because when it dropped on Netflix, we decided for 200 to be our big Evangelion discussion. That was incredible. That was a lot of fun, and it's been 2 years, and we finally for 300 did the rebuilds, capping off 200 and 300 with those. Doing the rebuilds was a lot of fun. I think all 4 of those films are incredible.
I agree.
There are a few projects that exist that give me the feeling of like a seminal, like pitch perfect finale. Holy crap, you like took everything that ever came before and you brought it all like to its conclusion in a super emotional way that I feel like reflected on everything that had ever come before and finalized it and nailed it. And that list is not long. And Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon a Time is one of those things. If I had watched it last year, it would have been in my top 10.
Yeah.
I did not. I watched it at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was like, oh, this is like one of my favorite things of all time.
Yeah.
Is that this finale to this franchise, because it's so beautiful. And like, I love the rebuilds. I love the series. But I love this film specifically for what it does. And yes, that is playing off of everything that came before. But the emotional range of that film is so powerful. And seeing it in theaters was so wonderful.
And Cyberpunk, which is a game that did not come up this year, but has just been continuously patched and like getting this free DLC upgrades and stuff. There's the big paid DLC, which comes out next year. But I played many hours of Cyberpunk, multiple playthroughs throughout this year. And that was just a fantastic experience. And also it helped that a wonderful anime came out that made me want to replay it.
Hell yeah. I'm not going to go through everything on my list, but I want to run through like the chunk that's just a whole bunch of old anime shows.
Chunky.
Hunter Hunter.
Chunky like our Pilk.
Hunter Hunter or Hunter x Hunter, to make it more clear. That's a pretty incredible anime. I fully acknowledge that it does a lot of incredible stuff. I think that its second to last arc is a little long in the tooth and there's some problems with it, but the emotional finale of that arc is so unexpected, so bizarre, and so it sucks that you have to watch 120 episodes roughly to get to that episode, because that's an episode I want, like that's an arc I want you all to do, because that final episode is like, oh, gut punch, like that'll be one of your favorite episodes of anime ever kind of thing. But you have to do a lot of work to get there.
I did like 5.
Hunter Hunter is worth it. It's from the same creator of Yu Yu Hakusho. It's a fantastic project that is not finished because he has not finished the manga. But the anime leaves off in a solid place where you can like walk away from it. But really wonderful. I'm very glad I put in the time with it for that. I watched all of the original Mobile Suit Gundam this year. That was a huge, wonderful milestone for me. That I did on my own. I'm super pleased with it, mostly because I was just so impressed with how good the current dub and sound design is. That sounds like a modern show, even though it's the old animation. Super watchable show. They really thought about so much militaristic tactics and how they have to counter each other. It's a super well put together show, even with its like having one of the worst anime characters ever and its protagonist, like ever. But what an incredible thing. I understand Gundam's popularity.
One of us.
Mob Psycho 100. Mob Psycho 100 is an incredible show. When I was told that it was better than One Punch Man, I kind of was like, but can it be? Like One Punch Man's so popular. Can they really have but like Mob Psycho 100 is truly like a thoughtful character driven narrative that One Punch Man just isn't the same as. It's not satire for satire's sake. It's just a cool character story and really, really works for me. And then the other anime thing I'm going to shove in here real quick is Odd Taxi, because Odd Taxi is one of my favorite weird indie anime things ever. They're coming out with a film that is just a like sum up of the show kind of thing, like just watering it down into a
condensing it. Yeah.
an hour and 45-minute version. I don't recommend it. It's not a long show. I think you should just sit through, like, it's all about quiet character moments. It's just about sitting with these characters. I think just watching the show is the way to go.
They did that with Berserk as well. I love Berserk, and that's just 20-minute episodes, and they made 3 movies out of the seasons.
Yeah.
And like better animation, but like it is all about those small character moments that you just lose out for big
They
battles.
used
And
to
like
do that. They used to do that a lot. Like the Gurren Lagann show is 2 movies. The first one is basically just the first half of that show, and it's really pointless.
And I get it when it's like things that are action driven and that kind of thing, but like this is a show that's about most of the time characters sitting in a location and having a conversation.
Yeah.
And its style is good, but like it's a focus on just these characters and how they interact with each other. And so any amount of cutting out of that I think is unnecessary. This is another one where I would argue, although I'm not thinking of everything that was in my top 10 last year, if I'd watched this last year when it came out, this might have been a contender because this was a solid piece.
Right. I want to just mention that, like, real quickly on Gurren Lagann, the second film, however, has a much cooler ending than the show.
That's so true.
So I just want to point out that was awesome.
That's my brief foray away into anime things.
Because you did that, mind if I say my honorable mention?
No.
Doctor Who. Towards the end of the year, I got pretty big into Doctor Who.
Big Finish.
huge.
I got pretty big into Doctor Who because of Big Finish. I'm a big fan of Paul McGann as the Doctor. I'm upset that the 8th Doctor doesn't get a lot more screen time. I still think he was robbed at that 50th anniversary special. But he has a bunch of audio adventures, and I decided to start from one and keep going. I just listened to one on the way here about where the Daleks are trying to kill William Shakespeare, and it's awesome just hearing Daleks just quote Shakespeare. I think the companion Charlie is really cool. It's weird because I'm also watching the show. So Sparks talked about it. Sparks, you and I had a wonderful talk about Doctor Who that we haven't done in many years.
Yeah.
And that was really great to be back into Doctor Who, and it's really weird being back in Doctor Who because I'm more invested in a different medium than the show is, because I'm really invested in the 8th Doctor audio adventures. They're a lot of fun. A Season of Fear, which is the one that I really like so far of this arc. It's called Anti-Time. Something's going wrong in a parallel dimension. Doctor's got to fix it. Seasons of Fear would have made, if I had listened to it, if it had come out this year, it would have made my top 10. But it came out 2 decades ago, so obviously it cannot be in that top 10. I'm really happy I'm doing this. I really love all these adventures so far. They're a lot of fun. Paul McGann is a wonderful Doctor. If you haven't listened to them, I highly recommend them. If you like Doctor Who, Big Finish is almost recommended reading. Big Finish is more Doctor Who, and all the Doctors are really fun. And Paul McGann is a Doctor who did not get a lot of screen time because he just had the movie, and then he was regenerated into Christopher Eccleston, old John Hurt and then Christopher Eccleston. And so I think he deserves a lot of recognition, and I'm really happy he has 20 plus years of Big Finish audio adventures.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Ben, you want to jump in here?
Sure. Pretty much the only thing I have for something that did not come out this year that I got really engaged in is...
Does it rhyme with Rokimon?
It does. It also rhymes with aiding.
I wasn't gonna do that because I didn't want to think about it.
No, I really got into the Pokemon trading card game recently in the most recent months. I got the Game Boy game when I was at Portland, and I've been playing, and I haven't been playing it constantly, but after 25 plus years of loving Pokemon, I finally learned how to play the goddamn card game. And now I'm fully back into the card game. I've been buying cards whenever I have a chance. I've built a deck, right? I have a deck going right now. And I am just trying to find people so I can play with it IRL. I'm playing it online on my laptop because there is an online version of it. And I have to say, it's a really fun card game. And I am still waiting for the Lord of the Rings Magic cards to come out so I can get those and start playing Magic again.
And Doctor Who.
Let me know when you do, because they got the Warhammer cards now, and I'll buy those so I can fight your Lord of the Rings deck.
You'll buy the Commander deck?
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna get a Lord of the Rings deck, Commander deck too, because I don't know how to play Commander. There's a few creators I follow on social media who are big MTG players. I'm like, I want to play Commander. I don't know how to play Commander. So I've gotten back into trading card games, specifically with Pokemon, and with Lord of the Rings Magic on the horizon, it's like, great, I'm getting back into cardboard crack again. This is gonna be fun.
Cardboard crack. That's
Yeah,
I've never heard that. That's funny.
But really, it's not. But going back to the Pokemon TCG, really, I don't want to say it's validation, but it's just one of those feelings of like, finally, because this game has been around for over 25 years. These cards have been around ever since the beginning of Pokemon, essentially, and they've been a part of our lives for so long, since 1998 when the games came out, and then a year later the Pokemon cards came out, and they were the biggest item, like the hottest ticket on my playground in elementary school. Like if you had a Charizard, a holographic Charizard, you were the coolest kid on campus. Didn't matter what you were otherwise. As long as you pulled a Charizard, you were the cool kid.
I definitely told you guys a story how I used to sell my duplicates to kids at my daycare center. Man, I was a little freak.
You also told the story of how you kept the hollows but threw the rest in the fire.
Oh yeah, that's lore at this point. Yeah.
But even now, playing, like looking at the modern cards, like the way the modern game is played, it's still really fun and frankly not as confusing as I thought it was.
Yeah.
And I'm mad at myself for not learning how to play the game properly when I was younger. But at the same time, I think about it, I was like, but how young I was, even playing the video games, all I did was just steamroll everyone with my starter.
100%.
I would have known how to play the game properly. Now that I'm older, I understand the intricacies of like the intricacies of Pokemon. Does that make
yeah.
I understand the intricacies of Pokemon, like the video game and now the card game. It's like, oh, this makes sense.
100%.
This is actually very fun.
I'm with you because, like, again, I got heavy into Pokemon recently. Again, the games though, but again, I used to play those games the same way. It's like I'm just attacking Pokemon. I don't care about stats or defense moves, and like that's why I lost the Elite Four so many times because I didn't strategize. You actually have to try sometimes.
When the first time I played Pokemon Silver, the reason why, I don't know if I've ever told you guys why Silver is my favorite Pokemon game.
Is it because it was the one that you played as a kid?
Nope. It was the second Pokemon game I ever owned. And the reason why it's my favorite is because that's where I finally learned how to properly play Pokemon. How do you have to level grind? How you have to train? How you have to make sure you have to set up type advantages? How you have to do all you can't just like throw your starter out and just hope for the best. You have to make sure it's like, oh, they're throwing out a Pidgeot. I'm throwing out my electric types to smoke them.
Word.
Oh, they're throwing out an Onix. Here's my water type.
Word.
Or
now steel type.
Or now steel type. Or it's like, hey, here's a Pokemon that's like, well, I don't have anything, but I do have this one Pokemon that has a move that can counter it. So you're constantly thinking and strategizing. And the same with the Pokemon TCG. It's like, okay, who do I want to be like the tank? And do I like build energy up so when I could switch them, I can just lay waste to my opponent, just wreck their shit.
And once you've played the game and the card game and the video game, you're like, no, I say all these are similar. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
And it's really fun.
Yeah,
I'm having a blast. And also the art. I mean, the Pokemon art for the TCG, it's always been good. The art has always been gorgeous, and it's fun. And the fact that I've actually now, as an adult, I'm kind of glad I learned how to play this card game. Yes, it's a children's card game. But unlike something like Yu-Gi-Oh, even where Yu-Gi-Oh has evolved to the point where it's really hard to.
My God.
It's so difficult. It's so intricate.
And legitimately, yesterday, I'm not joking. Yesterday, I was watching like a big like a YouTube streamer's a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. And the cards that they were using, I'm like, I have no idea how kids are supposed to understand this. Are you kidding me?
My former roommate had a tournament-ready deck, and he was constantly one-shotting me in a turn.
It's like you're setting up like 14 cards at once, and I'm like,
and I couldn't understand what the hell was going on. Whereas with Pokemon, there's a few rule changes, but it's nothing too drastic that you can smoke a guy in a single turn.
It's really interesting to hear that because, like, historically speaking, Pokemon was considered the complicated card game.
Yes.
Yu-Gi-Oh was considered the easy one.
Dude, the Yu-Gi-Oh shit now, like with like soul links and transformations and fusions.
In 2022, Pokemon is way more easier to understand than Yu-Gi-Oh is.
Oh yeah.
Back in 1990s or back in 2000, like the year 2000, when both these franchises were at their peak, Yu-Gi-Oh was the easiest one.
Yeah.
Then Pokemon.
How ironic.
Pokemon
I know. Holds up because it didn't evolve.
Oh, interesting.
I see what you did there, and I applaud you, sir.
Thank you.
I applaud you for that.
Digimon.
Yeah.
And for a celebration, here's some Pilk.
No, that's all warm.
I wouldn't take your
warm. I'm not drinking that. Please don't drink
Pilk.
Oh, can you please drink warm Pilk?
No.
Just the way Lindsay wanted.
Not happening.
The way Lindsay wanted.
Not happening. But so yeah, Pokemon trading card game. I fell in love with it. It's one of those things where I'm looking at this like as someone who's 32 years old and buying Pokemon cards for myself, it's like this feels weird, but at the same time, it's like I can do this and not get judged anymore.
Ben, just look at the stack of shit you got in front of
Exactly.
you.
Look
Like,
at the
we're
stack of
past the
shit.
point of caring
Exactly.
about what people think about you.
Exactly.
We don't care. Let's enjoy stuff.
Exactly. But thing is,
Sorry, I leaned into the microphone and burped. I didn't mean to do that.
it's okay. But the thing is, it's okay. It's fun. It's because I remember there was a point in time, especially like my middle school and early high school, if I said, yeah, I still play Pokemon games, I would feel like I would be a target, ostracized. Now it's like, who gives a shit? We still play. So many adults are playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So many adults so many people are lining up. Yeah, but so many people are lining up at Frankenson's at 8 o'clock in the morning on a certain Saturday when the new Pokemon set drops, and they're dropping hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in booster packs and special boxes to pull that one card.
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
So I mean, now it's like, hey, now the fact that I know how to play the game, it's like I want to play more. I want to play with people, and who knows, maybe even playing a tournament this year. I don't know.
I love that goal for you, Ben. I love that.
I just want to try it. It might be fun.
It is fun.
Sparks, do you want to say some more of your points?
Sure. Let me get a couple ones out here.
Loading.
How many?
Thanks for sharing, Ben.
How many you got?
Oh my God, he's a
I
whole
didn't
lot.
like number them.
The whole page.
A decent chunk of them are gone. I can name there's a handful of live action shows I just want to run down real quick. This one's a little bit of a sneak. Lock and Key season 3 came out this year, but Lock and Key season 2 did not, and I watched that earlier this year, and I really liked that season, and I really liked that show. People should watch it. It's really good. All 3 seasons are there, and it's a solid story all the way through.
Love it.
So really happy with that. Not Ryan, but me, I watched Midnight Mass at the beginning of this year, and I really, really liked that show.
It was my number 1 show last year.
It was really, really good. Ryan was correct. It might have been a contender for me last year, but I watched it this year.
I'm glad you watched it anyway.
I want to shout it out because it's great. And Squid Game is also a show I got to this year for the first time because I had not watched it before, and that's a super good show, and everybody already knows that. But I got to it this year.
I don't think I knew you were watching Squid Game.
Yeah, I watched Squid Game before we moved from the apartment.
Interesting.
It was like one of the last things that Megan and I watched.
I have yet to start it.
It's a good show.
And then real quick, I will touch on KO Let's Be Heroes because I finished it this year. And it did not end this year. It ended earlier. But I talked about it on the podcast before. I put that kind of thing off because it makes me sad. But that is such an impactful ending to a cartoon show. Maybe one of the most impactful I've ever seen. So it holds a very special place in my heart.
I saw the Sonic episode, and you were not kidding. That thing is amazing, and I love it.
Yeah, you really KO will treat you well.
Yeah.
You should watch it. Just the whole thing.
Sorry, real quickly, I'm just looking up something.
Damn. Oh, and real quick, before I let Brandon jump in, I'm gonna, you know what, Brandon, I'm just gonna name my only other 2 that I know. I have 3 left, and one of them I know is on your list. So I'm only gonna name 2 others, which is I'm gonna say Werewolves Within was a fantastic film.
Yes, it was.
Very glad that I watched it this
I
year.
have not seen that
It's a
one.
good movie.
Super good, just super impressed. One of the best video game movies ever, technically. But just
So
as a game
weird.
film, just what a smart adaptation of what it was doing. Really impressed with it for its tiny budget. It's very good. And I finished reading, and you're going to hear it come up a lot because there's other stuff going on, but I finished reading the Chainsaw Man manga.
Yeah. Yes.
It did not end this year, but I finished reading it earlier this year. That's a really good series, and you're going to hear more about it because there's an anime and all that kind of stuff. But Chainsaw Man, the manga is super, super good. I only got one thing left. It's definitely on Brandon's list, so I'm just going to leave it alone.
All right, so I'll run through my few here. Hilda and the Mountain King came out at the end of last year.
That's not it.
No, Hilda and the Mountain King came out at the end of last year. I watched it at the beginning of this year. I really like Hilda. I think Hilda is a really smartly written animated show. The girl who's playing Ellie in Last of Us.
Oh, yeah.
She voices Hilda. She's delightful in the role. Supposedly we're getting a 3rd season to end it all, but this movie does serve as a finale, so to speak, and it feels like maybe that's it because it's been a while since we've heard about that 3rd season,
And Netflix has been cutting back on its animation.
yeah, so I'm kind of worried that we're not getting it, and if not, if it does, I heard Pilk. And if not I will be sad, but I think the show, if the movie is the finale of the show, then it ends it in a really, really sweet way, a really fun way. Basically the show, Hilda Hilda discovers the location of the Mountain King, which is a giant troll. In Troll, so Trollberg is this place. So the show takes place in Trollberg, for those who don't know, which is a town with a giant wall around its border. And outside of the wall are trolls and other.
I was just about to say that.
And other magical creatures, most of which Hilda knows. And Hilda is friends with most magical creatures out until she moves into the thing. And the trolls don't like Trollberg for some reason, and the trolls are seen as bad guys. And in order to keep the trolls away, they have giant bells around the towers, and that hurts the trolls' ears. They turn to stone at night anyway, so turn to stone during the day anyway, so don't really have to deal with them most of the time. Except the Mountain King has been discovered. And the Mountain King is this giant troll that has been locked away for hundreds of years and is going to destroy Trollberg. And Hilda has to find a way to stop it. And it's a wonderful show about cooperation and about understanding your enemy, essentially, understanding why people are mad and coming to a way to kind of bridge that gap between the two places. Wonderful movie. I was crying by the end of it.
That's awesome.
1883.
That's not it.
No, 1883 will be my number 4. 1883, I'm cheating a little bit because it's not going to end up on my top 10. I don't want to talk about it because it was important for me. It started at the end of 2021 and ended in 2022. So I could theoretically put it on my top 10 next year, but it's not going to be on that list. Because the reason why it's important to me is because it was the last thing I watched with my dad. Mm-hmm. I have never seen Yellowstone. I had no interest before watching anything in Yellowstone, and my dad really wanted to watch 1883 because he really likes Yellowstone. And so I loaned him my Paramount Plus account, and we watched together. And it's incredible. It's a really great show, like legitimately a fantastic show. One of the best of the year, hands down. Not technically my cup of tea, but it was really good with great performances, and my dad loved it. And it was really important to me to get to spend that time with him, especially in hindsight, knowing it would have been the last time. And so that's why it's on here.
For sure. That's awesome. That's great. I was going to say real quick, I think it's very funny because I won't talk about the last show I watched with my dad because 1, we didn't finish it, but 2, I also didn't really care for it. It was just kind of something I sat there with, which was last year there was some recent adaptation of one of the Dan Brown novels into a television show.
I forgot about that.
That was on Peacock or something. And so he really wanted to watch it because he's a big Dan Brown fan. And I was like, this is okay. So that was the last show we were watching together. I was like,
My dad was also really excited for the next spinoff of Yellowstone, which is 1923, which is going to star Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, I think.
That's true.
He was really excited for that show because it was originally titled 1933, which is the year he was born.
Cute.
I was really excited to get to watch that with him. I will still watch it though because of that.
I just wanted to look up because I got the name of it. The last movie I watched with my dad because we're both sick freaks with a really gross horror movie called The Devil's Candy. And it was like,
cool.
And I watched it with my grandma, and she hated it. It was so gross.
That's solid.
Yeah, so that's why it's on that list because
That's awesome, dude.
It was really important for me to have that memory.
For sure, I get you.
Isn't Harrison Ford on that show?
In
he is
1923,
the new one.
He's in a new
that's
one.
coming out.
The singer Tim McGraw.
Yes.
He's 1883.
Well, now I'm less interested.
He's the.
It's me. I'm Mr. 1983.
He's really good.
Oh, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, actually, the cast is really good in it.
Good.
Tim Sheridan apparently is a really good showrunner. Like Yellowstone is apparently one of the best shows on TV.
Okay, now you say Tim Sheridan, that's a guy who, he does a bunch of crime shit. That makes sense. Okay.
Like Yellowstone, a lot of people got into it during the pandemic and it got a huge cult following. Not a cult following. It is the biggest show on TV because of the pandemic, and apparently it's really good and all that. Not a show I would ever watch.
I have been ambivalent to it only because the only thing I've seen of it was a clip from Yellowstone, which was super duper racist. But that my understanding is that's not super representative of the whole show, but it was rough. It's basically Kevin Costner screaming at a bunch of Asian tourists.
Oh, sure.
I've seen that.
Clint Eastwood
which
moment.
was this isn't so good.
Jonathan Yellowstone.
Real quick, because like there's no other good way to put it. There's nowhere good to put it anywhere, regardless of holiday annual or not. But I've wanted to mention it to Brandon and Ben because Ryan and I have been talking about it off air ever since we saw Strange World. Dennis Quaid should have replaced William Hurt as General Ross. Agree?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of Harrison
Yeah.
Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I think so
younger,
too.
He's younger. We know
He's
he
a
can do
good decade to younger.
he can do a great voice. He'd have a great mustache. Yeah.
He'd care.
Yeah, he give a shit.
I'll do mocap. Hell yeah.
I like after we saw Strange World, I was sitting there and I'm like, Dennis Quaid should have done this instead of Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
That would've
I'm
been
mad
good.
now.
Yeah, thank
What
you.
the hell?
I wanted you guys to live where I live.
Why is Harrison Ford doing that?
I like that's a whole
I needed a
podcast
third
episode.
pool.
because I get it. He's not retiring after Indy 3 because he's doing 2 TV shows.
Indy 5.
Indy 5. Well, Indy 4. He's doing 2 TV shows. One on Apple TV Plus and then one on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be in all these Marvel movies. Like, dude, it's okay.
Yeah. I said before, I guarantee you it's the least amount of screen time for the most amount of money. Because he's gonna be Red Hulk a lot too. So
No, I absolutely
yeah,
agree. It's
yeah.
just like I was sitting there and I'm like, Dennis Quaid could have used this. That would have been
yeah.
good.
Did you see Dennis Quaid's horror movie?
No.
Forgot the name of it. It's called Dennis Quaid's horror movie. No, it's like this couple moves into a house that Dennis Quaid used to live in, and he starts like harassing them.
Sounds familiar, but
It's
no.
very good.
The
He's good.
Gift?
He's great in it.
Isn't that The Gift, or am I thinking of something else?
No, it's not The Gift. I
The
forgot.
Giver.
I mean, I'll look it
No.
up. You
All right.
say what you're gonna say.
No, I was just gonna say, have you guys seen that clip of Jake Gyllenhaal and Dennis Quaid where the
Yes, the
interview-
day after
Yes.
tomorrow reference.
Yeah, and
yes.
and
seen
Jake
this,
Gyllenhaal
Yeah.
completely forgets that Dennis
They
Quaid
were
was in the movie.
in the
Well,
movie.
because
Yeah.
they were never together.
No, they weren't. And it's like, wait, they did play father and son, but they were never in the same room together. They were always talking on the phone.
It is a strange world after all.
Ah,
The Intruder.
Yeah. I never saw it, but I remember it.
Yeah, he's really good in it.
He intrudes.
Hold
Enough
on.
interjection, Brandon.
Born in
Objection.
1974.
You may continue.
Kill a Kill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's
you
a
did
super
do
good
this
thing.
year.
I watched Kill a Kill this
Scissors
year.
are cool, aren't they?
I love Kill a Kill.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
That show ruled.
It pairs with Gurren Lagann.
I bought the
very
game
well.
for $2 on the PlayStation.
I have it also.
I really like Studio Trigger. I really like the director of it,
Imaishi.
Imaishi. And he developed Kill a Kill, and Kill a Kill is a really cool show about a school who is under the thumb of this one girl in evil space clothes.
So Kill a Kill's very good because like Gurren Lagann has an undertone of like being about like male dominance and male sexuality. Like that's an undertone, that's a subtext of the show. And like the representation of male will. And Kill a Kill is about female will and female sexuality and female dominance. And I think it's very good, like opposite direction gender of Gurren Lagann.
Yeah. I really like the direction the story takes. I think it's really well told. Unlike Gurren Lagann, I actually wish it was longer. I think Gurren Lagann's a really perfect length. I think
Yes.
Kill a Kill could have been
Kill a
5
Kill could have been
episodes
longer, yeah. Mhm.
I don't think it rushes through anything. I just
No.
It's almost a decade old.
Yeah.
It makes me so mad.
Yeah, it was literally like the project he did right after.
Yeah, that's because I watched Kill a Kill first before I watched Gurren
He
Lagann.
Basically made
yeah.
Kill a Kill in response to Gurren Lagann.
Because it's like, oh, it's like they're doing their own thing, and I'm like, I don't know what this is, and I watch Kill a Kill, I'm like, ah, and then I watch Gurren Lagann, I'm like, ah. Good shit.
gotta watch Premiere next.
It's true. Dang it.
I really love the show. I really like the voice acting. I think is really great in the dub. The main character Ryuko is awesome. The scissors, the scissor blades are really cool. I think that show's really cool, you guys.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Arcane, League of Legends.
Right, because you got to that this year.
I got to that this year.
Enemy.
I got to that this year. Fantastic show. One of the greatest animated shows I've ever seen. Sets the bar so high for animation that you never want to watch animation ever again.
Watch the
Um,
or it won the Game Award for best adaptation
It
this
did.
year,
And
which
it
was
has-
tough competition this year.
Yeah, and it has a
Uncharted.
great YouTube documentary series about its making. You should check out. Like it's so good.
If I watched Arcane in 2021 when it came out, it would have been on my top 10 easy. Might be my top 5, quite honestly. Like that show is incredible. I think about the animation of that show all the time.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 last year, but it was definitely one of the 2. It was
Yeah.
1 or 2 last year for
Like
me.
the animation of that show, like I can speak about that animation all day long. But the story is really great. The voice acting is great. The characters are wonderful. All of them are likable. You definitely want to see them all succeed, including bad guys. You root for for relationships you didn't think you would root for. You cry when characters go. Like it is such a special animated show. Especially a special show. No, it's a show. It's
Yeah.
a TV show.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long 6 years for that second season.
I bet I'll take 3.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate. We say 6 out of exaggeration. But
No. I'm just
you're-
trying,
you're-
I'm trying to actually think like
How long will it be?
because they were doing
Probably
this
3.
for the first time. I bet they can do it in half the time.
Yeah.
Like that. Hopefully.
But the way they do it still takes so much time that
Yeah.
it's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bit.
My number one, I believe, is also Sparks' number one.
Yeah, you say it.
Promare, baby.
That's it. That's the one. That's the one.
baby. Promare.
This is a film by Ima Ishii, who we mentioned before. Super, super good. It's basically about mutants who generate fire and how they're treated by society, where society hates them because they combust sometimes without their control. So all of society has decided to ostracize them to the point where there's a firefighter force set out to basically wrangle them and control the fires that they create because they're like special fires. It has a bisexual queer storyline at the heart of it. It's really good.
And it's not subtextually.
No, it's there.
It's there.
It's really pretty. It's really pretty. It has incredible music.
It's the best animation I've seen from Trigger.
Yeah, that's probably true. It's amazing. Brandon and I both made the happenstance coincidence of watching this directly in conjunction with RRR that came out this year,
Which was an incredible pairing.
They are very good parallel things that would go together in a you would make this a good we're gonna do a double feature watch, except RRR is a 3-hour film.
Yeah.
But if you would put these two together and they'd pair very well. They're very spiritually linked.
Yeah.
By their focus on the 2 male characters at the center of it.
Mhm.
Promare is one of the best animated films I've ever seen. I love it. I listen to the soundtrack all the time. I think about it a lot. We all need to watch it.
It is my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah.
If I had watched this when it came out,
Mhm.
I do think it would have beat Dragon Ball Super Broly, which was my actual favorite movie of that year. I think it would have beat it.
Right.
By a hair, because the movie's also really good.
Yeah.
But this movie, I think about all the time. Here's the thing: I watched this movie high, which was incredible, and let me tell you, a transcendent experience. Because halfway through the movie, I was sobbing. There was nothing emotional happening. It was just so beautiful. I was sobbing. I couldn't see because I was crying. I told we were watching this with our friend Michael. I told him, you need to pause it because I need to have a moment. I need a moment.
Oh, it's overdose. Yeah.
I need a moment to just cry my feelings out because of how much I love this movie. It is incredible. I'm so happy we finally got to watch it. I'm so happy I got to experience it with you.
Yes.
I love Ima Ishii. I constantly talk about how The Twins is one of the greatest things Star Wars has ever produced, which is his short that he did for Star Wars Visions. Incredible short. This movie is I believe his masterpiece. This is everything I love about Studio Trigger in a movie. The animation is gorgeous. The character designs are brilliant. I love all the characters. The twists and turns the story take are wild and insane and beautiful. It's an incredible movie, and I cannot speak hyperbole about how much I love it.
Truly one of the best things I consumed that didn't come out this year, but so good.
Yes.
I look forward to sharing it with you guys at some point and probably doing a discussion about it because it's just that cool. Okay. We're moving into our last thing of the day. This is our Christmas wishes, my friends.
I love it.
So we're going to take a quick look back. For those who aren't familiar, we look back at a Christmas wish we made at the last time we did a holiday annual back in 2021, and we see if they came true.
This is my favorite part.
I never remember.
I remembered mine. It didn't.
I definitely,
Last year,
definitely don't remember.
Ryan takes the big L because
Hell yeah.
Ryan wished for a Bloodborne remaster.
They hate Bloodborne for some reason, but they'll release The Last of Us for the 3rd time.
And a Metal Gear Solid remake.
That's what this year is going to be.
Ryan also guaranteed the Fantastic Four cast would get announced.
We got a director.
Hey, you know what? It's actually really weird that you're wrong about that.
That is, yeah.
Ben wished for Mario Kart 9 announcement.
You got 40 tracks of DLC.
Close enough.
3
3 weeks later, when they said that it's not technically, it didn't come true, but I'll say close enough because we got we got double the tracks.
You got enough to be happy, but the wish did not come true.
No, the
Yeah,
wish
yeah.
did not come true, but I'm very happy about that.
A Metroid Prime 4 announcement
They're behind. It's happening, but
I
like
know it's happening. I know
can't
it's
believe
happening.
it.
and a Metroid Prime Trilogy remaster announcement.
Can't believe it.
Takes the big L.
Big rumors this year didn't happen.
I wished for some form of the world of Motherland Fort Salem to continue. Big L for me.
Big L for
That,
us.
Uh,
season hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, the
No,
last
it did.
season, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just got to catch up.
Chaos to be hinted at in Sonic 2. I did not get that. I got something entirely different.
We got Shadow, baby.
Shadow and guns.
Spoilers, it's Shadow. And for Spider-Man to be announced to team up with street level heroes inside the MCU. Nope, I take the big L.
We got rumors of that, but
Nope, no announcement.
No
Yeah.
confirmation.
And Brandon wished for a Guardians of the Galaxy 2 game announcement.
I just wanted them to say they were working on it.
That we find
Yeah.
happiness and the show continues to grow.
That's true. The show did grow.
I'm sentimental.
And a new Dragon Ball series announcement. He's like right on the cusp of it definitely getting
It's gotta
announced.
happen.
It like there's a lot of stuff out there that's like they're about to say it.
But
But
now that the movie's out, they're gonna build towards the end.
so
You
here's the
think-
thing. I will caveat that there's specifically someone out there who's usually pretty on top of when they're about to announce something related to Dragon Ball. And he's saying that we're gonna hear about the series before the year's over. So Brandon
almost the end
might
of the
get
year.
this one, but not at the time of this recording.
yeah, we got a couple weeks.
I don't think we're getting it this year.
It could happen.
Could, I guess.
So those are them. So let's
Real quickly. It's weird that we haven't heard about that new show.
I honestly think they wanted to get the movie out of the way to not cannibalize. Not
It's
that
really-
not that it
it's-
would matter, but you know how they do that.
It's really not that weird. I mean, like I do think like at
That
this
show
point they're still.
ended ages ago.
So my fear is still that they're putting it off because they know they want to like keep it continuous instead of going seasons.
They're
And
trying
if
to-
they're gonna do that, I'm like, man, this is gonna suck.
they want to bank up more episodes. Yeah.
come on, man.
All right, what are your new wishes, friends?
Man, I really like last year's wishes, and I wish those came true because boy howdy, the fact
Do
that
you want to keep them?
well, there is one I want to keep, and I think oh no, I don't. I really would need
Could you imagine the Fantastic Four cast is not announced in this next year?
see. I think that is going to happen, so I don't want to do an easy one.
I mean, at this point, the movie's coming out in 2024. They have to.
Yes, exactly. I don't want to go first because I thought I had one, but I don't want to keep it.
Ben,
Shit. Okay. For 2023,
I got Mass Effect, and that was like my one for like 5 years.
I know, right? I wish that Nintendo will announce a true upgraded Switch. Not release it, announce it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like a true,
Like a Switch Pro.
like a Switch Pro, Switch 2, Super Switch. I don't care what the F you call it.
Super
a
Switch,
true
yeah.
100% upgraded Switch for like just like with some upgrade specs. That's what I wish for. And I don't want them to release it this year. I want them to at least announce it that they're working on it. And it doesn't have to be a sequel to the Switch, just an upgraded,
sure.
more powerful console. That's what I wish for.
An upgraded, more powerful console.
And also Metroid Prime Trilogy Remastered. I still
Okay.
feel that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I feel that's gonna happen.
It's just because I so desperately want it, but I still think a Bloodborne remaster will happen
Yeah.
because they've already announced that The Last of Us 2 and The Last of Us a remake remaster is coming to PC, and like those games are new, and I'm like, just give us Bloodborne.
well,
just
you have
let
to,
us
well,
patch
From
Bloodborne.
Software is working on Armor Core 6 now. So
No, I know, but they can farm
That's
out.
true.
They farm out the.
that's true. They can farm it to PlayStation 2 Blue Studios. That's what they did. With,
Point.
yeah, that's what they did with Demon Souls.
exactly.
There was something else I was gonna say. I have a really good feeling about Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Once Tears of the Kingdom hype dies.
That's true. Yeah.
Like I'm thinking summer, like the air quotes E3
yeah.
when Nintendo does.
We
their
know
direct.
those games are in development.
Yeah.
We know it.
We know we know Metroid 4 is happening, but once Tears of the Kingdom hype dies down, then they're gonna go forward with Metroid again.
That makes sense.
Because
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened a few years ago.
Oh, I'm gonna remove the Metal Gear video game thing,
Okay.
and I'm gonna replace it with we're gonna get some news about the Metal Gear movie because that shit's been dead for like 2 years. And Jordan
Okay.
Vogt Roberts says he's still making it, but that dude still has to make a Gundam movie first, and he hasn't even started making that shit yet.
Yeah.
So I'm just it's a pipe dream.
Can I add one more wish?
Hold on,
Sure,
let me-
Ben.
Yeah,
Teaser trailer for Gundam movie.
yeah.
Live action?
Yeah,
or
it's-
animated.
The live action Netflix
The
film.
Netflix one that Jordan Vogt Roberts is doing,
teaser trailer for Mobile Suit Gundam.
That's spicy.
I'll be honest, I forgot that movie was happening.
Yeah, and that movie has to get made first. Then I can get my Metal Gear movie.
Exactly. I get my Gundam, then you get your Metal Gear. It's a win-win.
I like win-wins.
And also, Emma totally jumped in
If
that
they're
box right there.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's good.
Yeah, that dude made Skull Island. That movie's pretty hot.
Yeah,
Also-
I'm
it's
not,
also
I'm
been
not
like-
concerned about like, the director. I'm concerned about like, the resources
Netflix.
beyond that at
No, I
hand.
get you.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Gotta have faith.
I have hope.
I'm
And
gonna-
I'm getting a live action Gundam movie. I have
Okay,
hope.
so Ryan, you've already altered a bit. So are you keeping the Bloodborne remaster in your new wish?
I got 3.
Okay.
I want the Bloodborne remaster still.
Okay.
I want Metal Gear movie news, and I want the announcement because they've already announced it. But I want confirmation of what the Warhammer television show that is in pre-production to be about, and like casting and all that shit. Because I don't want that one to die.
Okay, Brand.
All right, I want to keep 2 of my wishes from last year, which is the Guardians of the Galaxy. I want them to say that game is coming.
I'm just gonna be real with you, dog. With
I know.
that studio, and they recently got bought. Like I don't know.
I know. I don't know.
I
either.
want to believe so
but,
hard.
but the one video game one I want, I know I'm not getting that one for like 3 years.
Yeah.
If it's happening, I'm not hearing about a new God of War game for many years. So like if at all. So like I don't want to say that one, and that
Yeah.
would be actually my wish because I'm
Yeah.
pretty hot on God of War.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say that one. So I'm gonna keep Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
that one as a pipe dream. And then a couple of years from now, I'll start saying God of War. And I want to keep the Dragon Ball Super anime announcement because I just know
It's around the corner.
it's
It
constantly
may
around
have
the corner.
already happened.
It may have already happened. I may have already won. Who knows?
You get a free point right there.
And what was the new one? What was the new one? Because I have one sentimental one that I want to keep, but I thought about a new one. Oh yes, I want to know what the hell. And I'll tell you guys, I have some insider information about this. What the hell is going on with that Digimon Adventure remake reboot series? It is dubbed, it is ready to go, but it has not been released, and it came out in 2020 in Japan. It's been 2 years now.
So you
What-
want to know what's going on with the dub?
I want to know what the hell's going on with the dub. Why has the dub not been released? It is ready. Why has the dub not been released?
Ooh,
Yeah.
weird
Okay.
licensing stuff.
And I want it
Ooh.
released. 2023. I want that show released. I'm putting that one on my wish.
Believe it.
Okay.
Believe it.
Here's my last one.
Oh, okay.
I have a sentimental one
Okay.
because I'm like that for Ben to get a new job.
Now it has to happen.
That's some hot goss.
Thank
Don't-
you.
Don't make me
Hot
a loser next year, Ben.
God, I am.
Big
I
Ls.
will try so hard.
Okay. I am keeping that. I want some new project related to Motherland Fort Salem to be announced. I'm going to keep that dream alive for another year.
I bet it's gonna be a comic.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
I also am wishing that we find out Jim Carrey will return for Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim, don't
That's a good
retire.
one.
Please don't retire,
That's a good
Jim.
one.
One more.
No, you can retire, but just keep doing Robotnik.
Yeah, retire, but do one more for Sonic.
It's you know what? Just fill out the trilogy. You're done. Just do the trilogy. We're done.
Shave your head one more time. Just
One more time. One more time, please.
And those are the new wishes. So that's it, my friends. That's the end of our holiday annual, which means there's really nothing else to do at this point except say chug, chug,
Do it.
chug,
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 no,
chug,
Ew,
chug,
it's
chug,
war.
chug, chug,
No.
All right. I have a question though. Do you
Sure.
guys have any most anticipated for next year?
Armored Core. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, the guys who made Elden Ring are coming back for a mech game. Oh my god.
That's
Fine.
pretty exciting.
Final Fantasy 16.
Oh my god.
Holy
Ben, that new trailer.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just straight up like summon fighting. You're doing summon
Dude,
this Final Fantasy
it's
Street
not-
Fighter.
I'm so happy. I'm buying that Steelbook shit. It looks so effing good.
I'm gonna say the Flash movie just because I want to be past it.
Oh,
You want to run past?
Like
it?
I just want to be done.
I gotta say something. I've been wanting to talk to you guys about this shit for the longest time. So over at Target, those those Hallmark ornaments you can buy at Target. Yeah. So one of them is Batman, but it's very clearly Michael Keaton Batman. And if you look on this thing of where it's from the
Flash movie.
And yes, I'm
'Cause
like,
that movie is
you
supposed to be-
sons of bitches, you're spoiling it. I mean, we already fucking knew because of the trailer,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like, you assholes,
We're
you're
not.
spoiling.
We're not doing an episode for a little while at the time of this recording. So we're probably not gonna talk about the DC news that's been dropping that there was a Michael Keaton Batman Beyond movie in development.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the
rage.
dream.
Are you kidding me?
That's the dream, and they
Oh.
murdered it.
F you, Zaslav.
Just like just like the Waynes in that alley. Just
someone
with a gun.
mentioned, someone compared this to like the Trench when they were like, we're doing the Trench movie. It was like, why? And it was like, oh, it was actually a Black Manta movie, but you're not
should've
getting it
led with
anymore.
that.
You should have told us it was a Black Manta. And then they're like,
Yeah.
we've canceled the Michael Keaton Batman movie. Okay, it was a Batman Beyond movie. Wait a minute.
Yeah, the second they're like, we canceled Michael Keaton. It's like, okay, yeah, but it's gonna be Batman Beyond. How dare you?
I am really sorry that like we're not getting that, or we're not getting the Batgirl movie and all that kind of stuff. I think someone did a really good job of summing up. Like it was a like TikTok video of someone pretending to be like, you know, Zaslav or whoever, talking to James Gunn. You guys might have seen this, and basically giving him a laundry list of how to reboot the DCU, but you gotta keep XYZ and get rid of this and keep this, and because these elements are important to the fans. And I'm like, it's really an unenviable position that they're coming into, where they've got to like decide how to go forward without like, do you do clean cut? And how do you do clean cut at this point and that kind of stuff? And because there's a lot of people like, we don't really want to see leave. Like, I'm sure he doesn't want to wipe away any of Peacemaker or the Suicide Squad stuff. So that all still has to stay in canon. So the things that are technically in canon connected to that should stay too.
Yeah.
Which does include like Black Adam, Superman by context, which means all the stuff before it, which also means like Wonder Woman, Aquaman. So it gets so hairy at a certain point that you're like, man, this is just rough.
Yeah.
But it came around like a slew of like, oh, Wonder Woman 3 is not happening. All right, sure, fine. Wonder Woman 2 sucked. And then it's like Batman Beyond is not happening. Like, oh man.
Yeah. Aquaman might be done so he can be Lobo. Like,
There's still,
I trust it, but that's weird, man.
Once again, they're back in limbo about Henry Cavill's Superman. Now they're saying he's not going to come back
here's
to
the
Superman.
thing. Here's the thing. I always figured that his return wasn't what I knew that here's what I was trying to get to my thought thing. I never thought he came back with a movie deal in place. When his return in Black Adam, I always thought was like, yeah, I'm back as Superman and I will become back as Superman, but there wasn't a deal.
Yeah,
ready
it was
for
just
him.
like, hey, I'll show up when I show up. Yeah.
Like there is like they were like, there's plans for you to come back. We have an idea for you to come back, but we don't have a deal.
It's not immediate. Yeah.
We don't have a contract for you yet. And so like I'm not worried that he's not coming back. It just always felt like to me like when he was like, yeah, I'm back. It never felt like it was like this concrete like the Superman movie is coming out in 2 years.
I'm still salty about it though.
No, I get you.
I really hope Fast 10 is good.
Yeah, that's true. That's next year, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Past 10 your seatbelts.
May. At this moment, it says May.
Yeah.
And Vin Diesel's just holding a gun to everyone's head behind the scenes. Man.
Hey, Justin, this is gonna be the best one yet.
Yeah.
In my heart.
In my
Oh.
God. Yeah. The guy who directed The Incredible Hulk and Clash of the Titans is directing that movie. So at least the action will probably be good. We'll see if he can handle being part of the
famous
family.
car movie, Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, you know. The
So
Kraken
it's
is
just
a
gonna be
big car.
really sad. It's gonna be really sad if like, because they're doing this in 11 back to back. And it's gonna be really sad if that franchise goes out on a whimper
Oh yeah. Yeah.
or on a low note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real bummed about that.
A low gear shift. Yeah.
I don't want to say this whole thing that I'm working on, but I'm really excited for the Monsterverse next year. Next
Oh,
year we
yeah,
are getting
sure.
a Kong animated show,
Sure.
a live action Godzilla show on Apple TV Plus, and a new movie.
I'll believe the movie when
Oh
I
my
see a
god.
trailer.
Yo, that Godzilla TV show has Matt Fraction on the squad.
Yeah.
Like comic book extraordinaire Matt Fraction. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm
oh,
honestly
baby.
right now I'm more excited about that show than I am about the live action movie.
God.
Mhm. No,
Yeah.
like the fact that we're getting 3 Monsterverse projects, and all of which I'm excited for. Like,
Sure.
but like obviously the show that got the live action show has got me like really interested.
Like a year ago, we were like worried.
We were worried, like, what is there going to be more Monsterverse?
Yeah.
And now we are on the horizon 3 Monsterverse projects. I
Right.
think that's awesome.
It is
No, it's
really
great.
cool.
I'm really excited for that. I'm also excited to finally see Shin Ultraman in January.
Sure.
I'm not freaking missing that.
Mm-hmm.
Star Trek: Strange New World season 2, baby.
Welcome.
Season 2, baby. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. My God, I saw that trailer in theaters when I went to the movie class.
Oh,
That
there's a
movie
new
looks
trailer,
so
right?
good.
Oh,
No,
I haven't seen the new trailer
I
yet.
don't think there's a new trailer. It's just in
Oh.
the first
There
one.
was like a new 1 minute, like
Oh,
just shorter
yeah.
Oh,
trailer.
it's a clip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the trailer for Honor Among Thieves looks so good.
Yeah.
Some of the Marvel movies I'm really excited for. Obviously, Ant-Man and the Lost Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Is the Marvels this year? It's the Marvels this year?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Uh,
for the Marvels.
yeah.
Yes, Spider-Verse.
Across the
gosh. I'm so
Spider-Verse.
excited for
Spider-Verse.
Across
Yeah.
the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
I
I love Aquaman.
I cannot believe that movie was supposed to come out this month.
I love
and
the
it's a
first
year
Aquaman.
away.
And then Shazam 2 was supposed to come out this month.
Yeah.
And then originally this year, The Flash was supposed to come out this month. Like
Last year.
It's been so weird.
Then
Yeah.
James Cameron's like, "Yo, I'm releasing Avatar 2 this month," and it was like, "Nope."
$3
That
billion.
had nothing to do with it. What it was
I
is that
know,
Warner
I'm so-
Brother was like, we actually don't have enough money to put out anything else this year except for Black Adam.
And don't worry, darling.
And don't worry, darling.
And look how that did.
I love Aquaman. I'm really excited about Aquaman and the Lost
Mhm.
Kingdom.
I think both of those were great films, Aquaman and Shazam. So I'm really
Yeah.
hopeful that their sequels go over well and go over
Mhm.
strong.
Yep.
Strong enough, honestly, to be part of like not necessarily that it's too late in the game that it's going to be leading us to whatever the new direction is going to be, but like enough to keep those elements around.
Aquaman made $1 billion. Like I
That's
like
true.
like people who say like the movie's like a flop, like y'all, like it's like they were the most profitable movie.
I
Like,
know.
What are you talking?
I don't like it. I don't like it when people are like movies that make close to $1 billion are flops. Like once you hit a certain point, you're just profit.
Even
at
if
that
it's
point.
not a good movie, like yo, you're hitting the bill. That's a bill.
yeah,
Come on.
you're at that point. You're just profit. There is no
Yeah.
movie except until Avatar.
Until
The Way of Water,
Avatar,
there was
yeah.
no movie that needed $1 billion to break even
Jeez Louise, Jimmy. Come on, Jim.
until now. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Hell yeah! Come on, guys.
Oh.
New Mission Impossible movie.
We get to see 5 minutes of Dead Reckoning when we go see Avatar.
Oh. You get to watch. Here's something that we have to do.
That's
all-
going to watch all the Mission Impossible
Oh,
movies.
that's gonna be so fun.
It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
One of my most anticipated and hopeful things is for like us to get our actual recording space set up and put Ben through like so many scary games. Oh my gosh.
Well, also, there's a big F off TV in your living room. I'm really excited to watch the Mission Impossible films on that.
There's
Comes
a
out at you.
That's true.
there's a new Godzilla movie coming out from Japan. Obviously, really excited about that. And
Mhm,
finally, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, baby.
Yes.
And-
Indiana Jones 5
It's not the only Indiana Jones content we'll be getting next year.
and the damn game, baby.
There's a big game.
Give
coming out.
me my Indiana Jones
It's about to
content
be a hot indie year.
in my veins.
HIY,
excited.
hot indie year.
To my
I'm
veins.
excited. I guess because I also read most of this anyway. Doctor Who, because I'm gonna watch Doctor Who next year.
Yeah, I mean that's in like God. That is literally almost a year away. Still.
yeah, it's
do you
still in
guys
November.
think Spider-Man 2 the game comes out next year?
No, yeah, oh yeah.
They
Yeah.
said it will.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's for sure.
So that's
at
pretty anticipated.
at the Game Awards, and they say like, "Hey, God of War, great job." Ours-
Spider-Man 2 just
next
went up
year.
on wish list right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
more of a. I'm not worried. Like I am hyped for it, but that is one like I know that game's gonna be good. Kind of like Spider-Verse, where I'm like I
Yeah.
know that like I'm excited, but like
Right.
it's hard for me to feel hyped for it because like it's like man, I know that's gonna be a quantity. I
And
know
we
it's
only
gonna
have
be good.
we only have the one teaser right now. I'm really excited for the next trailer to drop whenever it does.
They haven't said it officially, but Loki season 2.
Yeah,
That's true. We just talked about
I'm really
casting.
anticipating that, especially after Quantumania is out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hope that. Here's the thing. This isn't anticipatory, but like the MCU Phase 4 is a mixed bag.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that next year sees Phase 5 because most of not all of Phase 5 is next year. It's just the 1 year, right? It's just 2023
No, now it's stretched out.
to 2024.
Pretty sure.
Okay. Either way, I want to see the MCU get their act together, especially when it comes to the TV shows.
I think we're still going to be a ways away from like seeing that full impact take place,
Mhm.
but I do hope we get there. I hope we're moving in that direction. I think because of things like She-Hulk, we might be,
Yeah.
but like it's going to take a little bit for what I'm going to call the Andor effect to hit the MCU shows. I think it's going to take a beat before that happens.
Show is what Secret Invasion.
Well, like they haven't said that officially, but yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The next thing we know for sure is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yeah.
But all signs point to Secret Invasion is the next show.
Yeah.
And that it's probably March.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, I got some wrap up stuff I want to do real quickly before we
Wrap it up.
get out of here.
And just
Um,
before that, chug.
Chug, 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 chug.
Warm
chug,
now,
chug, chug, chug.
No.
you're no fun.
Yeah. Like the discoloration.
There are some things that I want to talk about next.
Oh, don't
year.
forget about your notes that they're right here.
Oh,
I got you.
Thank you. The next year, obviously, there's a lot of things that we talked about this year that we wanted to do that we're going to push to next year. One of them is I hope that we get to do a lot of the stuff such as a Mission Impossible thing, an
Mhm.
Indiana Jones thing.
Mhm, mhm.
We want to rank all the Phase 4 movies and shows. We want to rank Phase 4 before Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I hope we get a chance.
Oh
to do that.
yeah. We could find time for that. Sure.
That's in February.
I'm not going to say it's definitely going to happen before Ant-Man and the Wasp, but
Oh.
we'll do it.
Oh.
We want to try and do that, and then hopefully we get the chance to.
Well, I'd really like to have Mike on
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, and I'd love to get Mike on next year as well. Do maybe another trivia challenge. He mentioned he wanted to do a movie that we all really like, we're excited about. Hopefully we get to do that.
Dune.
Yes, I do.
How did we get through the most anticipated for next year, and Ben did not bring up the Super Mario Brothers movie or the opening of The Land?
Because it's just in his bones at this point.
it's in my bones. Essentially you guys know already. I mean, how
But
thirsty.
do the listeners, Ben? Do they know?
Yes.
Do they
Do
feel
they
it?
know, Ben? I'm sorry, Emma.
I'm pretty sure after we talked about the Super Mario Brothers movie trailer a few weeks ago, yeah, they know.
To be fair, that's a damn good trailer.
Did you see that clip?
Yes.
Holy
Oh
shit!
yeah. That man, that's gonna be a good movie.
I
Yeah.
am. Let's go. I'm
saw-
stupid excited, obviously for The Land and for the film. One of the things I was actually about to mention is like one of the things I am really excited for is the opening for Super Nintendo World in Japan, in Hollywood. Japan has theirs. Those lucky guys. And of course, the new Super Mario Brothers movie coming out by Illumination. It just looks amazing.
Let's go.
I
I'm stupid ready for that. I'm super excited.
Saw people using the clip they released as evidence of like, oh, this movie's gonna be real good, and hopefully the Sonic franchise will learn that they should put the video game music in the movies.
You know what? Yes, because I was listening to the music. I'm like, oh my god,
Rolling around like the speed.
yes.
Literally any of it. Like
Yeah.
there's so much.
Mhm.
There's so much. Sonic fans really like Sonic music. You should
Because
put the video game music in the movies.
Because fun fact, a lot of the times when the Sonic game is bad, the music is always fire.
Sonic Boom.
He's not wrong.
Obviously,
Thank you,
I
Sparks.
also want to see more Basement Arcades. We have been recording one that is not only the first episode of Fireteam Elite is out. And we
Mhm.
have 2 banked. I'm excited to continue that game with you guys and
Pew pew.
get those out.
I bought that expansion.
Oh hell yeah! There's a lot of really cool things that I want to do that we all want to do that I want to do, and hopefully get the chance to do them because I really like doing this thing. I will tease some things because it's an end of the year thing. I'm allowed to do that. Whether if they happen, who knows? But I'm teasing them anyway.
Teasy tease.
Conversation. This is happening. Conversation will be back next year. I will get that second season out next year, even if it kills me.
Well,
I have half of it, or half
There are
of it.
limits.
I have it. I have half of it recorded already.
well, there you go.
I just have to finish recording
Mhm.
more episodes, and it will come, and it will be out. Miscellaneous, surprise, surprise. Miscellaneous will probably return in some capacity, small capacity next year, and then we'll probably have more of an idea of what maybe we want to do with that show, and so that'd be kind of cool to finally get a more clear cut image of what that show could be in the future.
We should. I mean, did we do one for God of War on that show? I don't remember.
We did the first God of War, yeah.
Okay, we should. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, we know. We've talked about it. Not to say what it will probably be around. The hope is that it will be around when we review God of War Ragnarok because it will be tied into it. And then hopefully in the future we'll do something more with it because that show's been off the air for a long time, and I'm really happy that we get to get it back in some form. And then finally, I just want to say that we are hoping to do a show with Jeremy Vellucci. Jeremy Vellucci has been collaborating.
Oh,
with us.
you're going there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully, again, look, this is the place where we can say our dreams. And if it happens, it's great. If it doesn't, well, then it's still in the.
My
it's
dream to
still
do
the
a
pipeline.
Pokemon Nuzlocke with Ben.
Yes.
Do it.
That's pretty good.
So Jeremy Vellucci is a longtime collaborator with us, and we want to do something with him in a more regular capacity, I guess you could say. And hopefully we get the chance to do that next year. So yes, lots of stuff, lots of hopes for next year. Whether or not they happen or not, it's no big deal. Life happens. There's a pretty big life event happening in the beginning of next year for one of us.
It's true. It's my birthday in January.
It's true. It's his
That's
birthday
true.
in
That's
The
January.
only thing.
So, all right.
Nice.
Shin Ultraman also comes out in January.
That's a good January.
It's a good January. Your birthday, Shin Ultraman. Nothing else.
Yeah, totally. No weddings, no big
You
things.
just gave it away, you little
I-
bitch. All right. Anyway,
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of hope.
yes.
Like Star Wars.
And of course, and finally, I just want to say, just one thing, a couple more things, guys. Thank you to listeners. thank you to the watchers of this video. We greatly appreciate all of your support over the year and the years that have followed, that have come. That's the word. We would probably be, no offense, we'd probably be here without you, but we're really glad that you're here.
True. I gotta talk to someone about this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're happy that we're still doing this in 2022, and we've been doing it for so many years, and it's still fun and it's still engaging. Yeah, this will be my wrap up now. How do I start this? You can find us on
Wrap it up.
all sorts of things, guys. We do. If you want to support us, thank you guys. Thank you guys, and thank you three for doing this with me every year. Thank you three for doing this crazy show with us, with me.
Hundreds and thousands of hours together. Love it.
Actually, probably close to 1,000 hours at this
Probably
point.
More than
yeah.
Gotta be more than
well,
that.
yeah,
Jeez.
just
More
the
than
podcast alone, it's more than 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's like maybe like
Every episode's 3 to 5 hours.
That's the one thing I knew I didn't want to go down when I was doing my year in review. I was like, don't count the hours.
Oh my god.
Don't do that.
Oh god.
Don't do that to yourself.
That's a fun thing.
That's like what, a 6-hour Evangelion?
I'm gonna
Was
tell
it-
you guys right now, you'll forget by then. When the 10-year rolls around and we play another game, it's gonna be a question.
Well, now you told me. I'll remember in 4 years.
We're gonna be like counting all the hours.
Lord.
So yes, lots to look forward to in 2023. Even lots to look forward to that we haven't recorded at the time of this recording, but are out by the time this is out. It's so much fun doing an Avatar: The Way of Water review with you guys.
Yo, we definitely have opinions on that movie, don't
Yeah.
we, guys?
I thought it was.
Insert opinion here.
I also thought it was.
Insert opinion here.
I thought it was.
Awesome.
I was either gonna say mid or you were like mid. I was
Wonderful.
one of the two.
Love it.
Thank you guys for putting up with my weird. Thank you, Sparks, for indulging me when it came to this Pilk idea.
Look, listen. We've had multiple people drink full cups of it, so it couldn't have been that bad.
It's true. All right, so let's get out of here. So the energy is so much fun in this. When we're together, we don't want to end, but we should, because it is almost 3 hours long. Like that's ever stopped us.
Well,
All right. So of course, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We greatly appreciate it. You can find all of our shows on this YouTube channel. If you like this video and you subscribe to this channel, if you're listening to this in audio, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, check us out. There's plenty of stuff that you have not seen. I might actually, this is inside baseball, but whatever. I might think about doing an audio feed for Fake Nerds Watch in the new year. Might be a good idea.
People, hey, I listen to a lot of.
Backlog it.
I
Yeah.
listen to a lot of people's opinions, audio,
Not even-
audio.
We make a lot of content about those TV shows.
Not even like backlog it, but just like release it as they
Yeah,
come out.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
No,
that's
I know,
all-
but I'm saying like release everything we've released.
maybe not. That might be a lot.
the servers would crash.
There are more episodes of Fake Nerds Watch than there are episodes of the podcast.
We watch a lot of shows.
All right. So of course, listeners, if you audio listeners, if you want to subscribe to the Patreon, there's plenty of stuff that you haven't seen, such as Basement Arcade and Fake Nerds Watch. Those are both not on this, not on audio at this point. Basement Arcade will never be audio. That's stupid.
That'd be a weird show.
Wouldn't it?
I mean, pause menu, yes.
Pause menu is audio. You
Yeah.
can subscribe to the audio. Subscribe to the other shows as well. We greatly appreciate if you would like this. Give us a review and whatnot. Of course, you can check out Fake Nerds Watch, as we mentioned. There's Fake Nerds Watch episodes. We love doing Fake Nerds Watch. Wonderful show. There's probably a Willow episode at this point or sometime after. Who knows? So check that out. Of course, we did Star Wars Andor. We did all the Marvel shows. We've done all the Star Wars shows. We did Peacemaker. We did The Boys. We did Stranger Things. I went through it all earlier. I don't need to do it again,
It's true.
but I will. No, I'm kidding. You can also check out Basement Arcade, which is our video game Let's Play series, where we go through a bunch of video games. Currently, Mortal Kombat X. Maybe a new episode. Maybe a new episode sometime in the new year.
Maybe we just wrapped it up.
Maybe we just wrapped it up. Who knows?
Hell yeah.
Maybe Ryan and I could finally finish Sonic Mania.
Let's talk. I got a guy for that.
I got a guy.
You got a guy for that.
That's
Right.
a callback.
You can also check out Basement Arcade Pause Menu, the award-winning Basement Arcade Pause Menu. Basement
Yeah.
Arcade Pause Menu had a wonderful year this year, as well as all the other shows.
And I cannot wait to do more.
Yes. More in the new year and more after we record this. So, there's a new episode. Check it out. Animation Station and Fake Nerd Book Club are also shows that we do, both of which didn't have any episodes this year, and hopefully in the new year they will. Maybe there was an Animation Station episode.
Maybe there was an Animation Station episode already.
Who knows?
Fix that.
Time. It's wibbly wobbly.
Did I say how many episodes in total we put out? Because I have that number. It's 125. Right? Yeah.
125 what?
125 episodes total
Hot dog.
This year?
that we put out. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Jesus.
Yeah.
There
There was a couple of months where we were watching like multiple shows, and I'm like,
yeah.
but they were good.
I
But
remember-
they were good.
honestly, the Star Trek Fake News Watch has really upped that number
That's
for
true.
Fake News Watch because I was doing that without you guys.
It's true.
So
It's true.
That helped the schedule.
Bumping those numbers up.
If you like to support us, if you like to support any of those shows, of course, find them wherever you listen or watch podcasts. You can check out. Your cat is ready to kill me. Of course, you can check out. He's giving me the death glare. She's giving me the.
That's just Emma.
Of course, you can also check out Fake Nerd Podcast. Fake Nerd Podcast is our mothership show, which is currently at this point on hiatus. There will not be a new episode by the time this episode goes up. You can we talk about news, we talk about movies, we talk about comic books, we talk about all sorts of things. You can check that show out coming in the new year in January with a new episode where we do our top 10 or our top 15, however we want to do it, of 2022. That'll be the first episode of 2023 when that happens. So stay tuned for that. The last episode we did Avatar, which it was weeks ago at this point. So I don't know if you want to go back and listen to that, but it was there. And if you'd like to support us,
Would have just been 1 week ago.
Yeah, it's banned.
1 week.
no, it's out now.
Yeah, but like a week from. You're talking
the point of
Avatar, not Avatar Way of Water.
No,
sorry.
yeah, Avatar.
Got you.
Let's talk about The Last Airbender.
Oh my god.
which we definitely will never review. I actually can't say that.
When that Netflix show comes out, bro, give me any excuse to watch that show. Give me any.
Or
excuse.
the
movie.
animated movie that comes to
Talking
theaters.
about the movie. I was talking about the live action movie.
You mean the one that doesn't exist?
M. Night who?
We might. I can't say that we'll never review that live action show. It's unlikely,
But I know
but I
we're
can't say we would never.
But I do know we're finally gonna do a Super Mario Brothers commentary.
It's gonna happen. Oh yeah.
It's finally gonna happen. That
Finally gonna
that
happen.
Super Mario Brothers commentary that you have been trying to get us to do for ages.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't want to do it this way, but if we have to do it like remotely, digitally, it has never been easier to watch movies with your friends.
True.
So like, you're getting that commentary.
Yeah. I mean, come hell or high water, that's coming.
Let's go.
So Fake Nerd Podcast, of course, you can check that out. And of course, you can support us financially if you'd like. You can find us on TeePublic with all sorts of shirts and Patreon. Look, I screwed up the Patreon this year. I had big plans for the Patreon this year. They didn't happen. Not my fault. Actually, it's not my fault. But the 2 shirts that were supposed to be exclusively available on Patreon will be available on TeePublic in the new year. And the one person who did subscribe to the Patreon to get the first shirt will get that for free. I'm so sorry that happened. The distributor, the person who was supposed to make the shirts, did not.
No distribution.
So we're going to go through TeePublic, and those shirts those are great Mike Mottola design shirts, and they will be on TeePublic. They deserve to be seen. They deserve to be bought. So you can check those out when those are up. And if you'd like to support us financially, you can of course subscribe to the Patreon. Anyway, there are some tiers there if you guys just like us. And of course, you can also check out our TeePublic to buy some shirts. Or you can find all these links to all of the shows. Some of them have new. I updated the shows. We have a page for the Fake Nerd Family, a podcast that has whether or not the show is active or not. I've changed some of those, so go check those out. You can find those on the website at fakenerdpodcast.com. I have all my writings up there. You can find links to the Patreon and the TeePublic, which I mentioned, but that link for the website is in the description below. What else do I do? Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All at Fake Nerd Podcast, fakenerdguys@gmail.com. Thank you to Jeremy Vellucci for all the music that you heard tonight. I assume there was a new Christmas theme.
No, it's the same one from last year.
I assume there was a Christmas theme in the beginning of this episode.
He made a good one. We're not changing it.
And Mike Mottola has done, who's we've mentioned actually on this episode, and talked and did some of our logos. Mike Mottola.
That one right there.
That one right there. Mike Mottola on TikTok and Instagram. And Jeremy Vellucci is Jeremy Vellucci, Wreck of Time, because of his new band,
His new album with his band, Wreck of Time.
Yes.
The album is From Sand Part 2, and you should go check it out.
Yes. Jeremy Vellucci _, Wreck of Time on Instagram, or his podcast, Suburban Proctologist, which will maybe have new episodes someday. Yeah. Okay. Fake Nerd Podcast. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, fakenerdguys@gmail.com. I'm at BT McClure on Instagram and Twitter, and you can find me writing for probably at this point CBR, Kaiju Ramen Media, KaijuRamenMedia.com. That's where it is. Where I also serve as editor of the website, and AtomicGeekdom.com, where I will continue my revisiting the Infinity Saga series next year. I'm sorry I didn't finish that this year, but it will continue next year. Ryan?
You could find me just learning about all the intricacies of the hot D at DJ Tony Snark 616. Happy holidays.
Ben?
You can find me exploring some brand new frontiers at Ben Maga27 at Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can also find me writing for Old School Gamer Magazine, Fusion Gaming Magazine, and GoNintendo.com, as well as playing Mary Frankenstein in the podcast D & Dark.
Sparks?
You can find me frantically trying to edit all the things that we're trying to get out around this time period and in the near future at Sparks Witty on Instagram and Twitter, SPARKZ Witty. And that's pretty much all there is to say, friends. So subscribe to us here on the channel. And until next time, chug, 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 chug,
Not
chug,
happening.
chug, chug, chug.
Not it.
Chug.
Not
Oh,
happening.
it's so
Stay fake
solid.
nerds.
Hey. Stay fake nerds. This is the last time of the year I can say that.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Stay fake nerds.